wasn't. Wow. That's incredible. I mean, you just got the football tipped and immediately? Bro, it's the first play. God, well, shit. All right. Oh, okay. Well, it's oh wow. That was something. Just got intercepted and shit. Golly. Boy, Mans was in the middle of the introductions. All right. Okay. All right, let's try to this going. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, so it did go live. All right. All right. It was a little delayed, but I guess it did go live. Okay. All right, let's cut this off. How is it going? How's it going? How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual D, Chiseled Adonis. We are back in Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2025 NFL Week 17 Sunday Night Football live game highlight commentary. Hopefully you guys had a very good Week 17. If your team's got W's, put that fire emoji and the W's in the chat. If your team got an L, put the skull emojis and an L in the chat. You know exactly where my squad is on the L train. So there is that. 1205 for life. Put 2 on and said, Bears. Yeah, that's a hell of a way to start the game. When it's just resubscribed for 19 months. The Bears back, CA. Take the lead in this bitch. Oh, Shadow Blade, how is it going? How's it going? How's it going? Yeah, the man's was giving out gifts. Immediately giving out gifts. That is a hell of a way to start a game. Now, Brock Purdy's pass incomplete, no laundry on the field. He was looking for Ricky, but there was no reception. That is insane. The first play of the game, fucking Mick Pick 6 is crazy. Jay in the building put 2 on, said, can you get a Mick Pick 6? Purdy, Purdy yes in this bitch. Yes, indeed, unfortunately. Not playing very good to start out, but hey, it's just a ricocheted pass and an interception. The positive is you have the totality of the game to go and respond. Sargon, 24 months a member. I appreciate you, brother. Fuego for 5 said, what's going on? Hope I enjoyed my holiday and mini vacation from streaming. I wouldn't necessarily call it a mini vacation. But can you get a Mick Pick 6? And well, that's exactly what the Bears we're here to do. Captain Espanol for 5 said, what's going on? Hope I had a great Christmas. Also, the Raiders won the Tank Bowl today. Yes, they did end up winning by way of losing. Geno Smith, 17 interceptions on the season. Gotcha, bitch. Big Fat Ball, he said, how am I doing? Hope all is well. I am kind of here, kind of there. It's like a situation where the lights are on, but nobody's home kind of thing for me. It's very odd. First down for the Niners on 3rd down, moving the chains. Moving the chains. Jeff in the building, what's going on? Hatton put 5 on and said, good luck next week, Sunday. Ravens fan, honestly, neither of us deserve to be there. The season's been wild. That is true. Representative of the AFC North will get bounced in the first round. With the Chargers losing, the Bears losing, and then ultimately now the Texans winning, I foresee Houston, most likely, Houston would be where? In the 6th seed? Because with Buffalo losing, I think Buffalo and Houston may have played each other this season. Did they? Yes. Yeah, and what do you know? The Bills lost that game. So given that's the case, Houston's now the 5 seed, correct? Buffalo would end up dropping. Buffalo, I believe, drops to the 7th seed. What is the conference record here? Let me see. What's the conference record here? Buffalo drops to the 7th seed. Oh, strength of schedule. Well, that's interesting. Why is that? Based off the win percentage in common games, the Chargers end up having the 6th seed. I'm not a fan of that. I'll tell you something right now. If there was a team between the 3, if Pittsburgh were to go and win the division, if there was a team in the 3 that I'd want to see, it'd probably end up being the Chargers. But truly, I've always said there's no such thing as a more favorable matchup because ultimately you can't run away from everybody. You're going to have to see somebody regardless. So there is that. But next week, NFC South, AFC North are on the line. Matt put 2 on, said fly Eagles fly, stand up. Shout out to the Browns. Sargent put 20 on it, said what's going on, Chisel? Hope I'm doing all right. Missed all of y'all, can't stand the Steelers at all. Saw that L from a mile away. Indeed, as did I. Since it's the end of the year, big question, top 10 NFL and top 10 WWE moments of the year. All right. Probably at the top would be the blowout from Philadelphia in the Super Bowl, given that was played, this year, maybe even the upset of the Commanders taking down the Lions. That was a hell of a game. Probably that game as well. The game of the year candidates that we saw between the Bills and the Ravens, the Rams and the Seahawks, the Lions and the Steelers, the good Lord, it's escaping me. There was another fucking great game this year that it went into I mean the Packers and Cowboys was also a very good game and ended in a tie. That was a great game as well. Gotcha, Packers and Bears was good. Packers and Bears was good.
3G0D is now following.
The comeback with the Broncos and Giants in the games of the year, that was just an all-time collapse. That was a collapse. Mr. King put 5 on, said hope all is well. Oh, what was it? The Rams and the Rams and Eagles was actually a moderate kind of game. That was a moderate game. Mr. King, what's happening? What do I think about Todd Bowles' job? Purdy to the end zone. Got him. Oh, wow. He ends up getting stopped 1 yard short. Demarcus Robinson at the 1 yard line. I could have swore I saw a flag. Gotcha, bitch. I could have swore I saw a flag. Yeah, there is a flag. Let's figure out what it is. 11-11. Let's see if you can make a wish for it to not get taken down. What do I think about Todd Bowles' job? He's 100% most likely going to lose his job. You think he stays even though the Bucs need to change? I 100% believe he's going to lose his job because you can't just Jeff Fisher it, Mike Tomlin it, John Harbaugh it, but unfortunately don't see yourself truly being a contender or advancing in the playoffs or having done something. Todd Bowles is a very good coordinator, but who won the Super Bowl as head coach? That was Bruce Arians. Todd Bowles can't just 10-7, 9-8 it every single year. Oh, wow, wide open in the end zone. That's a touchdown, touches. And now it's going to be a tie game coming on the extra point if they can connect. Because guess what? Earlier today, the Buffalo Bills lost. Why? Jalen Carter's hand batted down that extra point. And if in the event he did not, they could have possibly kicked an extra point to go and see if they could win the game. So that's why you never take your eyes off the television or guarantee that points will be added on an extra point. But yeah, I think Todd Bowles is going to be out of a job at the end of the season, regardless of what transpires, unless they go on a run to the Super Bowl, which I don't foresee happening. Extra point through the uprights, tie game 7 apiece. Christian put 5 on a second. You get a Tyler Shucky. Tyler Shucky, quack, quack. Yes, indeed. Because he went out there and he was balling. What they won? 3 straight games? 4 straight games? All I know is that brother was playing very, very good football for the New Orleans Saints. And what a play. In the end zone, well, prior to the end zone by Tennessee. Saints fans, now, albeit the Saints ended up winning the game, right? But how the hell was there the fumble that went into the end zone? Austin and Juwan Johnson are literally the 2 first people into the end zone. They don't recover the ball, and Tennessee ends up getting the touchback. Crazy. How that played out. Bailey put 5 on and said, how crazy would it be if the Jets don't get a single INT this year? Yeah, they got 1 more game to go. The fact they haven't gotten one is insane. Not even a tip pass. It's crazy. Don the King put 5 on and said, Bears, let's get a win tonight. Hey, I'm rooting for your Bears. We'll see how things play out. Matt giving out gifts, donations. I appreciate that. Much love. Giving out 10, getting stuff started over on the chat. Red said, glad I went live. You needed this. You just lost a friend / sister to cancer on Christmas Day.
Gotcha, bitch. Cody 406 is now following.
My condolences, because I'll tell you something right now. I, just like you needed it, I did too. I needed to have a chance to disconnect, speak to y'all, because my mind has been racing. As you guys know, I buried my brother on Friday, the day after Christmas. So I 100% sympathize with you. We're both going through the same thing. And it's the grieving process is brutal. The grieving process is absolutely brutal. So again, as I always say, do your best to hold on to those memories, cherish those all of the voice recordings, the videos, the photos that you have, and hold on to those memories and keep that person alive. Keep everybody who's dealing with loss, keep that person who you lost alive. So in the case of your friend / sister, my condolences. Truly, I'm sorry for your loss. And do everything you can to keep them alive. Yeah, prayer hands in the chat. Prayer hands in the chat. KT Chris said you lost your best friend, Spider Pimp. What? Spider Pimp passed? No. When? No. Bro used to message me all the time. What? No. Jeez. Damn. Oh. That's tough. That's fucking. Golly. That's what you was trying to tell me to do. Okay. All right. Wow. Jeez, man. My condolences, man. Damn, that was a good brother, man. That was a good brother because I told him to get on the YouTube journey, upload, the process that he was going through with the recovery, just trying to fight every single day to move forward. You all found out today. Golly, man. Jeez, bro. Damn. Because I'd pop into his YouTube channel, I'd comment here and there on different videos where he's like, hey, man, he's just trying to go day by day, whether he was at home or if he was in the hospital. Man, that was a good brother, man. Fuck. Jeez. This is a tough end of the year, bro. The fucking tough end of the year, bro. Damn. 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 I was not expecting that. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to keep him alive, though. We're going to keep him alive. Yeah, a lot of losses, man. A lot of losses. It's tough. It's because in the grand scheme of things, this is all escapism. This stuff here, but ultimately real life goes on regardless, and it's the part of life that nobody wants to have to deal with, but ultimately we all will have to deal with, man. So it's fucking tough. We'll all lean on each other. We all gonna lean on each other and make it through these tough, troubling times, man. We're gonna lean on each other, get through this tough, troubling time. Fuck, bro. God damn. I did not know that. Fucking tough, man. But we here for each other. There's one thing I know about this community. We here for each other. 3rd and 3. QB Zesty here at his own 36-yard line. He's going to throw. Caleb's going to, no, he's going to run. Nobody's there. He might have to run. He should have ran it sooner. Threw a rocket. Is that caught by DJ Moore? No, I don't think that's DJ Moore. That is Wildin'. No, the pass is incomplete. But they got a flag on the field, though. What the fuck's the flag for? It looked like Caleb Williams is saying it's going to be on the defense. Tank the Sun giving out gift. I appreciate you. Bailey put 2 on, said your Jags are making it stressful down the wire. Yeah, but at least you're in a position where you kind of know where things are going to be in the division for all intents and purposes, and getting the W, I believe, clinched. No, wait, because the Jags and Texans may play next week, right? No, they don't. Yeah, so it's clipped. Y'all got the division, right? I think y'all got the division. Oh, no.
Matchvisor just gifted 10 subs.
Did y'all get the division? No, y'all didn't. Y'all didn't. I think Houston can still get you.
Landover_25 is now following.
Yeah, the Jags have to win next week. If the Jags lose next week, Houston could actually steal the division. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, they could steal the division. Matt giving out even more gifts. I appreciate you. Looks like this flag did not work out in Chicago's favor. It's going to end up being a touchback. They have to punt. Niners are getting this football back. Next in podcast, but 5 said, how does the AFC North game, how How does the AFC North game next week go? Truly, it's up in the air. It just comes down to if the Pittsburgh Steelers defense wants to play. Because if Derrick Henry starts to run roughshod, the game's over, period. Whether Lamar Jackson's there or not, I'm not concerned. It's a matter of the Steelers' run defense. If Derrick Henry runs roughshod, game done, period. Jermaine put 2 on, said Lions, Colts, Todd Bowles. Welcome to hell. Yes, indeed, soon enough. But, I mean, in the case of Todd Bowles, it's going to have to happen after next week. Unless, of course, they fired him today. Did they fire him today? Is that why you mentioned Todd Bowles? Hold on, wait a minute. Let me Google it. Did they let him go today? No, they didn't fire him just yet. But 100% he's gone. 100% he's gone. At the end of the season. Bailey put 2 on, said the Jags need Houston to lose if they lose. Yeah, 100%. Because if they have the same record, Houston wins the division. Kristen put 2 on, said Saints haven't had a 4-game win streak since 2021. Jeez, Louise. And Hayden put 2 on, said the Ravens sold by not keeping McDonald. But McDonald's going to get an offer for a head coaching job regardless. Unless they were going to let Harbaugh go and then promote McDonald, there was no way they were going to keep McDonald. Because the tough thing about trying to keep coordinators is unless you paying top dollar to where your coordinators are paid better than they would have been if they were a head coach, they leaving, they walking. They leaving, they walking. Kristen put 2 on, said your Saints fumbling in the end zone sums up the season, but they did come and get the W, though. They did walk into Tennessee and got the W. Because here's the tough thing, right?
N1TCCHH is now
the
following.
tough thing with coordinators is when I always say you pay, I'd overpay a coordinator to where I don't want you to walk out the door. Detroit did the dumbest thing possible. Should have never let Glenn walk, should have never let Ben Johnson leave. Because remember, going into last year, people thought they were going to leave after the NFC Championship. Somehow both of them ended up coming back because I think they didn't get extended, so they went into the final year of their contract. Given that was the case, I 100% believed they would have found a way to make it work. I would never, if I have like the best coordinator with some of the best coordinators in the game, I don't even have to be the best, one of the best. I'm going to pay you so handsomely, you're better off secure here than going elsewhere. I would tell you, like, give me 5 years. Just give me 5 years. I'll give you whatever it is that you want. Stick by my side. Let's see if we could go and win ourselves a championship. I'm going to pay you whatever the hell you want, hand over fist.
29 just resubscribed for 26 months.
But there's no scenario where I'm letting you walk up out the door. Jamel P., I appreciate you. Fuego Pateno and say, hey, Chiseled, let's say you're about to be a first-year head coach. Would I accept the job for a dynasty that's going into a rebuilding or turn a team that's with a bunch of young stars into a dynasty? I'm 100% going to go to the team that's a dynasty that's going into rebuilding. Because you got guys who have experience. You have savvy vets that are there. The issue is you could have a bunch of young stars trying to go and turn into the dynasty, but there's no guarantee you'll be that. If you have somebody who's a dynasty, you already have the heart of the champion. You have champions in that room that you can build around. And furthermore, given that you have individuals who are coming off of a dynasty, there will be free agents around the league who will want to come and play with those guys because they know how to win. They have the DNA of how to win. I could have some very hungry young stars that are ready to get going. But guess what? Them folks is going to need to mess around and get paid because guess what? They trying to secure the bag. And on top of that, they trying to go and build a legacy. If I got folks whose legacy is already built, trying to go and build further on top of that, they're more prone to stay. So give me the dynasty that's going into rebuilding. Now, it just depends on the cornerstones of that dynasty. Where are they at? Because if they're being rebuilt and phased out, it's a little bit of a different situation. Because if I was Andy Reid, or I should say I'm walking into Kansas City where Andy Reid is heading out to go and retire, right? Kelsey's fixing to be gone, whatever the case is. Chris Jones is still, for all intents and purposes, maybe falling out of his prime. Patrick Mahomes will be around for another decade, barring crazy injury or whatever the case may be. I'd rather go there than go somewhere like, I don't want to say Detroit, because ultimately I think their window is kind of beginning to somewhat close because folks are going to have to mess around and get paid. And unfortunately, some folks are going to have to mess around and walk. I appreciate you, Matt, giving out even more donations. I think you up for what, 20? That might be 30 today. It might be 30 today alone by Matt. Holding it down for the community. So I would much rather end up over there. DK Metcalf let the team down. Yeah, he should have controlled his emotions. But ultimately, guys got to step up. Guys got to step up. Josh said, first, let me ask you, how am I doing during this difficult time? Well, I'm surviving, to say the least. That's really the best way I can put it. Just want to say you need a generational game from the Chargers next week as a Patriot fan. We'll see how things play out, but they're already now secured in the wild card because the AFC West is wrapped up by Denver. So truly, if they wanted to just rest, they can. You might not get that from them. You might not get that from them. Darnell said people do get on your case about certain players, as you don't like seeing talent wasted, but you'll
just
be on this
subscribe.
hill. Justin Fields is getting his career screwed over everywhere he's been in the league. No receivers can separate. Offensive line can't block worth a damn. There's no running game and coaching him along with Phillip Rivers. Well, the highlights of QB developer. Yeah, I think there's an issue where he's not been on the right squad.
CC_320 a subscription. Matchvisor gifted a tier 1 sub to CC_320. They have given 186 gift subs in the channel.
186 is crazy. I appreciate you, Matt. Constantly holding it down for the community. Giving out even more gifts. Adrian put 5 on and said, which defense am I choosing between the 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens? I'd probably go 85 Bears. I think the 85 Bears was a bit more explosive. The 2000s Ravens, they played very good football, but I just don't I don't think the offenses that they saw were as high powered as the 85 Bears, but that's no knock on the Ravens because I think the Ravens in 2000 was the second best defense of all time. Now, if you take into account playoffs, regular season, I think they held people under 10 points per game, like the entire year in total. I think they held them under 10 points per game. Like these dudes were monsters, if you will. And if I'm not mistaken, that was really the last or second to last season where you could play defense like that. Albeit there's been some good defenses after that, like the 2002 Bucks, 2008 Steelers, 2013 Seahawks, 2015 Broncos. Like we've had some very, very good defense after. That's just to name a few. What about this team? Just to name a few. But overall, I personally, I take the 85 Bears just slightly over the 2000s Ravens. But the 2000s Ravens, in my opinion, is the second greatest defense of all time. So it's just a situation like that, you know? What's the highest a hype train ever been? I think level 8. Level 8. Maybe level 10, but I think it's level 8.
Gotcha, bitch.
Let's push
Lava
the
23241 is now following.
Early Super Bowl prediction. The AFC is truly wide open. Like legitimately, I couldn't tell you who I think the AFC will represent. If I had to give you the two teams in the AFC, I really like the way that Houston's playing. They're peaking at the right time. Their defense is incredibly scary. So Houston and New England. Denver, I'm still not all the way sold, but I really like what I'm seeing from them. If I was to give you 3, Denver would be there at 3. Houston just passed Denver in my shit. I tell you the truth, I think I actually like Houston more than I like New England. And fucking Drake May is playing sensational. But Houston's defense, and I always believe defense will win you championships. And so it's really those 3 teams in the AFC, but it could be anybody. It could be anybody in the AFC. In the NFC, it's between the Rams, the Seahawks, and Rams, Seahawks, and the Chicago Bears. I like the Chicago Bears. So we'll see how things play out. Yeah, Buffalo fell out of my grace. Because I trust Josh Allen, but there's just too many moving factors and variables that for whatever reason, they come out every single week, and now I'm starting to see a little bit of a lapse and a little bit of inconsistency. But I will say this regarding Josh Allen. This year, there's no excuse. Albeit, football is 53 men. You got 11 folks on offense. However, we all know in today's game, quarterbacks got to go out there and make plays, period. You're in a situation where you potentially could have no Lamar. You won't have no Patrick Mahomes. I don't know why people include Joe Burrow in there, but albeit he went to 2 AFC championships and 1 Super Bowl. So no Joe Burrow. All of those guys that have been in your way, but primarily Patrick Mahomes, who's been in your way, he's gone now. If you can't go and take advantage, bro, like what are we talking about? So we'll have to see. Damn, DJ. Oh, shit. I just dropped some of my goddamn carrots. Drake May's the MVP, no doubt. I disagree. I think Drake May is going to be the runner-up. Matthew Stafford is having a hell of a season. Stafford is my front runner for MVP. He's been my front runner for MVP ever since he passed up Jonathan Taylor Swift. And since then, that's my guy. I think Stafford's going to get it at the ripe age of 37. I believe his birthday's after the Super Bowl, so he'll receive it at 37. He might just mess around and be the oldest MVP of all time, unless, how old was Brady in 2017? Stafford is my pick for MVP, and I think he can cement it next week because the Pats might not have anything to play for. Well, no. I think if the Broncos lose, maybe the Pats can still get the number 1 seed, so they'll have something to play. Hate said, are the Broncos frauds? Yes, Knicks is trash. I wouldn't say Knicks is trash. Knicks just isn't elite.
Oh my God.
He's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback yet.
Denisha just resubscribed for 25 months. Yo, I hope everything is well with you and your family, Unc. Thanks for always making me laugh during my hard times.
I appreciate that, Denisha, and I'm trying. We trying. Oh, wow. Christian McCaffrey, big-time run right there. Good Lord. Look at McCaffrey run. Yo, this is spectacular. What a run by Christian McCaffrey. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Heist side is now following.
Christian McCaffrey balling. Good Lord. No, there's no way Brady was 40 when he won the MVP in 2017 because he retired at 45 after the 2022. Actually, no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you might be right. Good God. Because Brady retired after 2022. Yeah, after 2022. Yeah, 5 years prior. Well, no, 5 year prior would put you at 2018. No, you had to be at like 39. Yeah, Brady would have had to have been 39 or 38. Because Brady's birthday's in what, the middle of the year? Brady's birthday's in the middle of the year. So 2017. No, he was 40. Interesting. Huh. And 5 seasons after. Interesting. When is his birthday? August? So if it's August in 70, yeah, he's 40. 40. Huh. Oh, that's right, because you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that makes sense. I see why I got caught again. Because you got to count that additional. That's why I missed. I see why I got caught in that genjutsu. Huge first down carry there. Now they're going to give it to Brian Robinson. And Robinson with a grown man run, and he's still going. Gain of 15. Yeah, Wentz should have won that MVP, but then unfortunately tore his ACL, and ultimately that was at the end of a promising career, if you will. This is what happened when the Bears offense don't do shit. Correct, but remember, we only still in the first quarter. Brady's in August, baby. Well, there it is. Chiefs are out the way. Josh motherfucking Allen, your eyes are on you. You have no excuses this time. That's a fact. You don't. 1205 for life, but 2-1 said my top 5 offensive and defensive players this year. Top 5 offensive and defensive players this year. There's a play action. Purdy. Oh, he might just have to run. Purdy's going to tuck it. Purdy's going to go. Purdy's going to dive. He's in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Back-to-back scores after the pick 6 for the San Francisco 49ers. That's a grown man run right there. Hell of a job. Look at the Niners responding. 2 plays, 66 yards, and a TD. I think they had a drive in between. But 2 plays, 66 yards, and a TD. That's a grown man run right there. Kudos to Purdy for saying to hell with possibly throwing it back on the backside. I'm just going to go myself to the end zone. That's a grown man run. Mr. Irrelevant making plays. Now, as for the top 5 offensive players, defensive players, so I'll start on defense. I would go Myles Garrett. Because I think he's going to most likely end up winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett. Micah Parsons got hurt, so I guess I'd have to I might have to omit Micah Parsons. But Myles Garrett, homie in the Brian Burns is balling this year. Burns is balling this year, having a hell of a season. Burns playing very good football. He's a middle linebacker. It's escaping me. Not Wagner. Jeez Louise. Playing a very good year. Tackling everything under the sun. He might be leading the league in tackles. It's escaping me. Burns gonna be a runner. Yeah, but he's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. But Garrett, Burns, Benito. Yeah, Benito's having a very good season. Benito. Surtain's still playing well. Surtain's still playing. He's the reigning defensive player of the year. Jeffrey Simmons in Tennessee. I really like what I'm seeing from Jeffrey Simmons. He is playing a very, very good season, albeit he's on the losing squad, but he's having a hell of a doggone season. He's having a hell of a doggone season. Brother is absolutely balling. Geez, well, you got them guys in Houston. If I had to choose between
It's _RH_me is now following.
Or Anderson, I might just, like, you can't go wrong with either one. Them boys in Houston, fucking problem. They a problem. As for on the offensive side, you got May, Stafford, May, JSN, Stafford, May, JSN, Puka Nacua, and then Jonathan Taylor kind of took a bit of a step back. I can go James Cook. You could go James Cook. You could go CMC. You could go Derrick Henry. George Pickens. They playing ball, man. Matter of fact, let me go and check right now. Christian McCaffrey, he should be in position to get the 1,000 this game, right? McCaffrey might be able to get the 1,000 this game, right? Because right now he has 1,039 on the ground with 9 TDs, and through the air he has 92. Oh no, he's got 849. Shit. Yeah, he's got 849. He's probably gonna need that additional game. He won't get there today unless he has a fucking all-world. I don't think he's ever had a 150-yard receiving game in his career. Let me see here. If he ever had a... Could you imagine what Tom Brady would have done with a fucking running back like Christian McCaffrey? Because Brady will check down like a motherfucker if he needs to. You know what he would have done with a motherfucker like McCaffrey? That'd have been... Lalo, said JSN, indeed. Biggest receiving game for McCaffrey were all when he was in Carolina. He's never went over 100 yards through the air as a member of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, he's had some 80-yard games. He's had some, well, primarily all of his damn best games through the air have all come, well, the bulk share of it has come from Carolina, but he's had some monster games receiving as a member of the 49ers. Wow. Good Lord. Yeah, his best games came from when he was a Carolina Panther, but he still was an absolute workhorse even when he made it to San Francisco. I'm still shocked that they ended up getting him for next to nothing. I guess it was due to the injuries, but whatever the case may be, he can mess around and get there now. Anthony Spatola said, who has the best rookie class this year? The best rookie class this year. The best rookie class this year. There it is. First down. Yo, they might have to consider start running this goddamn football, bro. They keep trying to super air it out here. Best rookie class here. The Browns. No. The Browns have some, like, I like Fannin. He's playing all right. They got somebody on defense who's playing okay, but I want to say Brown. Saints? Because you at least have quarterback. That's playing well. Oh, the Patriots. The Patriots got some ballers at rookies. The Saints got some ballers at rookie that are rookies. Alpha, thanking Matt for giving out a gift. Yeah, but ultimately you would need to have a situation where just to close out the chapter regarding CMC, you would need a situation where he got to average 75 yards through the air in both these games today and then again on Sunday or Saturday in order to be in position to ultimately get that 1,000 because he's already over 1,000 on the ground. He needs 150 yards through the air in order. Oh my God, what a tackle. But he already got the first down. Cole Kmet moving the chains. Callaway put 2 on, says start, bench, cut, Jamal Lewis, Corey Dillon, Fred Taylor. I would start. I think of all of them, statistically, I think Corey Dillon might have the most yardage. Because Corey Dillon and Jamal Taylor, I believe, were the only two of the Jamal Lewis were the only two who led the league in rushing. I don't think Fred ever led the league in rushing. I don't think so. Oh, maybe he did in 90. I'm not sure. But Fred, if Fred was on a better team, 100%, I'd probably lean more towards Fred Taylor. Jamal Lewis was incredibly consistent with both the Browns and the Ravens, and he also has that 2,000-yard season as well. Corey Dillon led the league in rushing. He was a beast in Cincinnati, ultimately ended up going to New England and ultimately getting that W and winning a championship. By the time Fred Taylor made it to New England, it was already too late. So he caught him on a downswing of 3 years of purgatory, if you will. Caleb Williams, oh, he's going deep. QB Zesty, touchdown for the Bears. We're on the verge of having a tie game. Oh, it's a Zesty dance because QB Zesty throws a touchdown. But I would probably start. Fuck. You know what? I'm not going. Boy. Because I think Jamal Lewis scored the most touchdowns of the group. Fred Taylor probably gives you the receiving aspect of that group. Extra point through the uprights and is good. Fuck. Start Jamal, bench Corey, and then cut Fred. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Browns are about to get the defensive player of the year, defensive rookie of the year, potentially, but we'll see how things play out. Yeah, it looked like we got ourselves a game indeed. Sneaky good team this year that I thought was going to be absolute garbage. Sneaky good team this year that I thought would be absolute garbage. Probably, I would have to say, I'll go to the conferences because it's easier for me to see this. I believed in Jacksonville coming into the year. I believed in Jacksonville. I believed in Los Angeles. Didn't quite believe in Houston this year. New England surprised me. I wasn't expecting this from New England, but I didn't think they were going to be garbage. In the NFC, I believed in Chicago. Seattle, I didn't know how to feel about them. I did believe in Carolina. Who did I think was going to be shit this year? Once the Packers ended up getting Micah Parsons, I can't. I actually predicted them to possibly be in the NFC Championship, but now folks is hurt. Who was sneaky good this year that I expected to be trash? Nobody. Because the teams that I expected to underperform, like I expected Miami to underperform, and they did. I expected the Bengals to underperform, and they did. Also, Burrow got hurt. Kansas City super underperformed than what I predicted. Like I didn't have them winning a playoff game, but 100% did not expect them to be this ass, if you will. You know what? Pittsburgh probably. But then I predicted Pittsburgh would be middle of the pack, 9-8 or 10-7. So I'm not shocked. I didn't expect Denver to be as good as they are, but I didn't expect them to be garbage. I thought Atlanta would be better. The Commanders, I thought they would be better, but it's not the case. The Cowboys, I thought the Cowboys could have been in a situation where week 18 determines their playoff slot, but they was out already earlier. So I don't know. Because everybody was in the playoffs to a degree. Maybe New England, because I didn't expect New England to be a playoff team. So maybe New England, because I expected New England to be about that 7-9, 7-10, 8-9 area. So I guess I'll say New England. Kyle said, your Jags surprised you for real. You had no idea. Duval. Yeah, I knew they was going to be good. I expected them to be in the playoffs. Win the division? Not so much, but to be in the playoffs. Jose, put 2 on us. And Max Crosby, maybe new team next year. If so, who? Whoever's willing to go and spend some bread. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm making a move. But what about TJ Watt? Max Crosby is a DN. Get some pass rushers, because guess what? Cameron Hayward is retiring. Go and get fucking Max Crosby. You need somebody. He plays like a Steeler. Get me Mad Max. Get me Mad Max. Nathan Bavavon said the Super Bowl matchup you want to see is Seattle versus New England rematch of Super Bowl 49. You want revenge for what they did to you. The INT at the 1-yard line. Well, nobody outside of maybe the front office that was involved in that game is still around. So you can get the W on the fandom and the organization, but I don't think it's going to hit the same. Because, then again, who knows? Because I'd have to ask Cowboy fans who were around to experience. Well, you would have to be in your 60s to even resonate with this. In your 60s, 70s, or something like that. For the Steeler Cowboys Super Bowls in the 70s, when they finally met again 20 years later in Super Bowl 30, and the Cowboys ended up beating the Steelers. I'm curious if that felt so much better because you finally got the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl after they had beaten you twice. For Philadelphia, actually, no, we could even go Philadelphia Eagles fans. The Patriots had beaten you in the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 39 in the 2004 season, right? So when you ended up getting the W in Super Bowl 52, did it feel even better because it was the Patriots that you got the W over? But at that point, everybody wanted to, get a taste of the Patriots, so it almost didn't even matter if it was fucking you could have beat somebody else. That was your very first Super Bowl. So I guess there's that. That varies. Mr. Francois, the resident Hobbit, is in the building. Said, get a taste of the Patriots is crazy. You know about that. Coming off the cruise. I heard you routinely had the pineapple on your door. Don't ask me for my source. Ricky Pearsall, first down, moving the chains for the Niners. Gerald Patuan said Chiefs Eagles was even more recent. Well, yeah, but that was such a quick turnaround that the bulk share of the roster that endured the loss years prior were there for the rematch because it's 2 times within a 3-year span. So it's that one makes sense because the get back is incredibly swift and sweet. So you have a chance to, still see some of those guys that had beaten you a couple of years prior. But if you got a gap like 10, 11 some years, there's not many people who was around then that are now. So it's like, all right, you get your get back, but is it as sweet because you didn't beat the squad and the guys that had beaten you? But that doesn't take away from the victory. It's not as if, well, this is a sham because we didn't actually get a chance to go see Tom Brady. No, you take your W, you celebrate. Isn't it funny how every team that beats the Jag loses 07 and 2017? Well, I mean, that's...
Honestly, who do you honestly think wins the AFC North? I
wouldn't necessarily chalk that up to, hey, if you beat the Jags, it's a guarantee you're going to lose. The Jags, unfortunately, since its inception, hasn't had great playoff success, if you will. So I wouldn't necessarily go that far, but it is quite funny to look at, I guess. Nathan Batuan said if Seattle wins out, number 1 seed, go Hawks. Yeah, win out. It's just 1 week left. They have to just win next week, and that's pretty much it.
Congratulations.
They did beat them in 2022. They did beat the Jags in 2022. Because that's when The Chargers blew.
0 and just resubscribed for 27 months.
I appreciate
Hey
you.
Chiseled, I wanna thank you for helping gain my love for the game of football back after favoritism in high school and college killed it. I am now the starting receiver for my arena ball team, the Michigan Raptors.
Hey, how cool is that? First down Purdy. How cool is that? I was helping out with gaining your love back in the game. That's love, man. I appreciate that, dog. And you was able to go and start on an arena squad. That's what's up. Jose said,
Mendoza!
what QB would I draft? Trade up to draft in the trade up to draft next year?
Mendoza!
I wouldn't know. Here we go. There's McCaffrey. Nowhere to go. Immediately taken down. Immediately taken down. DHB said pineapple on the door. Resident Hobbit is a swinger. Well, I mean, that I would have to get what. Then again, you're only a swinger if you're in a if you're in the relationship or the marriage. Because if you're single, you can't possibly be a swinger. You can participate in the swinging, but you wouldn't be a swinger, which that sounds crazy in and of itself. They're going to take it to the end of the first. This is a incredibly long first quarter. Oh, that reminds me. The commentary should be live right now. The commentary should be live right now. It is live right now, right? Yes, it is. It is live right now. So it is premiering as we speak. That's a positive. So I had to make sure that that was going live. That was a very long first quarter. But there was a lot of activity in that first quarter. 28 points. Kyle Pafavon said, your dad has become a Jags fan since the Commanders are out. Well, you got to find somebody to cheer for, and it's pretty cool that you and your dad have a chance to at least cheer for the same team down the stretch. That makes for a very good bonding moment. Nathan Pafavon said the collapse of the Indianapolis Colts has officially been complete. 7-1 and 8-2 start. Number 1 seed at one point, and all of a sudden they blew it. Yeah, they completely fell apart. And you know who I blame? Sauce Gardner. You were 1-7 with the New York Jets. You get traded. You're 1-7 since going to Indianapolis. It's you bringing the mojo from New York. You the black cat. Actually, he's not. But you got the black cat mojo with you when you made your way to the Midwest.
Honest opinion from a Saints fan. Y'all drag Tomlin too much. Try walking in our shoes about 4 years straight, then say so. Remember Saints ain't had a 4-game win streak since 2021.
That don't change nothing. That don't change nothing. Because you got to understand, like it's and no disrespect to the New Orleans Saints, but it's a little bit different with Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh, the standard being the standard is a little bit different. With you guys, remember middle of 2010s, with the Rob Ryan years, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, Drew Brees playing out of his mind, the offense lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense couldn't stop a hiccup. Couldn't stop a sneeze with the goddamn, what do they call the stuff that wires the mouth shut? Whatever the name of that contraption just so happens to be. Couldn't stop a fart with a butt plug. That damn defense was god-awful. God-awful. And it got to a point where truly, I remember Saints fans screaming, yo, if Sean Payton don't find a fucking coordinator, he needs to go. Because there comes a point where you're watching your squad like, yo, we got too much potential to constantly find ourselves out the playoffs. What are we doing? So when something like that happens, you got to look at the head coach like, yo, it's your job to fix this problem. So for Pittsburgh, you got 7 straight years, 9-8 or 10-7. Bro, something's got to shake. Something's got to shake. Either we get better or we get worse, but we can't keep being the same. Purdy over the middle, able to find Pearsall, first down on the first play of the second quarter. Jermaine Patuan said, with Baker, with how Baker's looking right now, the Bucs got to go and tank to go and get
Mendoza!
Adrian Pafavos, how do I feel about Carmelo Hayes winning the U.S. Championship? I'm glad that I watched SmackDown yesterday morning, because if I did not watch SmackDown yesterday morning, I would have been very, very surprised by that message. But yeah, I'm happy for him. Oh, wow. Christian McCaffrey, great run. Other positive yardage. He's moving the chains. He's moving the chains. This game is kind of high scoring. Yes, indeed. And so far, Chicago's defense got to wake up, because they are not playing very good post the pick six to open up this game. Where's Justin Tucker? Currently in a massage parlor. Your boy Chris said we'll take 9-7 on 10-7, 9-8 or 10-7. You say that until it becomes the norm for you and you become a household joke. Oh, McCaffrey's going to score. McCaffrey's going to score. His 10th touchdown on the ground this season. Touchdown, Christian McCaffrey to take the lead. Blue eyes, white privilege. White man runs the football to the end zone to take the lead for the San Francisco 49ers. And now the pressure's on QB Zesty to respond. 9 plays, 75-yard drive. Touchdown, 49ers. And they take a 6-point lead. Nathan Batuan said, King. Oh, Henry gave the Green Bay Packers the 1A treatment. Indeed, they did. Well, I should say, indeed, he did. Because that brother was absolutely cooking. 216 yards on the ground on what? 36 carries, 4 TDs? Good God.
1A! 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 1A!
But a touchdown from Christian McCaffrey into the end zone, because
That's how white man runs. Are you bitch?
that's how a white man runs the football. Big time play right there from Christian McCaffrey. That's a grown man. That is a grown man. Nathaniel in the building say you got that baba cool. That baba cool. You know, it's funny. It's only the 8-year one. I had the 15-year one as well, but I didn't want to buy it anymore, solely because why am I paying the additional $20 for like the artwork for the bottle if I'm not going to keep the damn artwork? So what's the purpose? But nonetheless, it's still a very good blend. I'm a fan. Love me some baba cool. I saw somebody comment like, yo, you taking it straight to the head, bro. You about to wake up on top of the roof. Like, what's good with y'all tolerance, bro? Folks don't got no tolerance. Kyle Pafavon said, you told your buddy whose family are Bucks fans, you were like, don't count on Mayfield. 1 year doesn't make a career, just saying. I wouldn't say it's just 1 year. 1 year certainly doesn't make a career, but it's not 1 year for Baker. Baker's been playing good football since joining Tampa Bay. This year, by far, was his down year. Last year, he threw what, 41? I think he might have thrown the most touchdowns of any quarterbacks last year. Let me see. Last year, 2024, Baker might have thrown the most touchdowns. No, Joe Burrow did. Joe Burrow threw 43. Baker threw 41, and also did Lamar Jackson. In 2023, Tua led the league in passing. But the most touchdowns thrown was where's passing TD? This passing TD percentages. Where's passing TD? You know what? Let me just go and click on Baker, and I'll just take a look at what the what things look like here.
At the Chiseled Adonis, I don't think you truly understand riding the L train like a / not even having hope. Yes, the L train, where if you don't get a good seat on time you get a metal spring riding up your ass. The L train where shootings and stabbings are commonplace. The L train where there's a pervert in the corner beating his meat while staring directly at you till your inevitable decision of elimination. At least you all have hope.
Whoa. That was a little much. Hey, yo. But, listen. Yes, being perennial losers every single year isn't fun. However, if You go into years with the expectation being Super Bowl and you constantly fall short of that. It's a different kind of pain. I'm not saying it's better to just straight up be losers every single year, but being middle of the pack certainly doesn't feel good either. William giving out gifts. How's it going, brother? 611 days sober. Who's ready for some gifts? Always holding it down in the community. We appreciate you immensely. Oh, is it? Put 2 on, said ideas on OC and DC for Pittsburgh next year. Shit. I'd see if Mike McDonald becomes if McDaniel becomes available by way of him losing his job in Miami, I'd throw some money at him to bring him over to Pittsburgh ASAP. ASAP as a coordinator. As for defensive coordinator, I wish they probably made a phone. I wish they made a phone call to Robert Saleh when he got fired from New York. Clint Kubiak, hey, I don't mind that either. Matt Patu said top 3 San Francisco DEs and Chicago QBs. Oh, Monangai making plays. Okay. San Francisco DEs. Young, Haley, Bosa. No, Smith, Haley, Bosa. And then Chicago QBs, Luckman, McMahon, Cutler. And then Williams, most likely, if he plays at this level moving forward, he can end up jumping him. Robert had put 5 on, said, watching the Bengals waste multiple Hall of Fame talents over the past 20 years makes you very depressed. You just want the Browns to sell the team. They got laundry on the field. Caleb Williams on a rocket to the end zone. That's a touchdown to Loveland. But what's the flag for? What a pass. But what's the flag for? Oh, my Lord, what a throw. And it's offsides on the defense. You don't need that. Go ahead and decline that. What a throw from Williams. Oh, my Lord. Caleb Williams threw a dime, ended up finding Loveland for the touchdown. Kyle for 5 on say you told your dad this would be the last. You'd be last in the AFC South at the beginning of the year. They prove you wrong, but that's a positive. Mr. King for 5 on say put it like this. If you tank/suck for 10 years, compete for 5 and get 1 Super Bowl, then suck for another 10, is it worth it? You think the Steelers fans would say yes? Well, yes, I think so. Because if you were to be terrible for 10 years, compete for 5, win the championship, you can endure now being ass. Because truly, I think you got about 5 years, maybe 6, to enjoy a Super Bowl. And then after that's over, you got to get back on the fucking wagon and try to get you another one. And albeit, remember, it's not every franchise has a Super Bowl championship, and there's only been 59 winners, right? So there's no guarantee you'll win every single year. Oh, but what about Tom Brady played 23 years. He went to 10 seasons. He was in the Super Bowl. And in those 10, he won 7. So for 13 years, fell short. However, how many AFC championships that brother played in? A gang of them, right? So you just want to be able to be in a position to where your team can compete. And even if you fall short, as long as you can go into the season, watch the duration of the season and say, yo, we got a fighter's chance, that's all that you ask for. But if you're like what's the best kind of example that you could like? Maybe a Seattle Seahawks but they lost. I would have to go with a squad that won in the like Tampa Bay in 2000, right? So Tampa Bay was historically ass. Tony Dungy comes. Tampa Bay 97 to 2002, 5 years of competing. You make it to a couple NFC championships. You win a Super Bowl. After that, Gruden had until 2008. After that, 5 years, because 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once that was over, 8, now it's time to go and rebuild. They were never the same up until, bam, Bruce Arians ends up showing up. Now you got Brady come in. Now you got a squad that, all right, bam, you win a championship. Brady ends up on the way out, then a couple of division titles with Baker, but you only got one playoff win to show for it. But I wouldn't mind if you got a few years of being incredibly competitive, you win a championship, and then you go back to being ass for a couple of years. You're just rebuilding, but at least you can feel the happiness of seeing your team win. Because there's a number of you guys who've been watching for some years who, unfortunately, your team has never won a championship. I, in my lifetime, saw Pittsburgh win 2 championships and go to 3. Unfortunately, I never had a chance to be creating content as they've won a championship. But once you start to get past the 10-year mark where you haven't won a title, it's tough. It's miserable. Yeah, Baker's hurt 100%. Kyle put 2 and said Miles Jack wasn't down. No, he was not. Y'all got hoed. Y'all got hoed. Jay 5-1 said the Bucks last 2 OCs became head coaches. This year's OC and unhealthy O-line has affected the Baker's season. Baker has had some bad games though. Yeah. First down again for the Niners, continuing to move down the field. Nathan for 5-1 said if Pittsburgh loses 18, who do I blame on the season? Because considering this is likely A-Rod's final season, what a wasted carry. A wasted career. He got 1 win. I wouldn't say it's a wasted career. He's still a top 5 quarterback in the history of the game. You could have him at 5, even if you want to move him out of 5. He's undisputably top 10. And you talk about most talented quarterbacks to have thrown and spun the football. He's right there, if not number 1. So I wouldn't say it's a wasted career. Remember, it's incredibly difficult to go and win a championship. It's incredibly difficult to go and win a championship. It's very difficult. And on top of that, he got hoed in Green Bay where the front office did not give this man a defense to save his life. There's a lot of nuance to his career. And he still was able to go out there and excite and light it the fuck up. If Rodgers, just like Manning, just like Marino, Brady could still have 7. If they had 4, you have a legitimate argument for being the greatest quarterback of all time. Like that, and that's not a knock on Brady. It's just how great of players those guys were and how talented those guys were. You know, Brady's just a fucking ultimate winner, and I can't take anything away from him there. But overall, I would not say it's a wasted career by any estimation. Detroit better pray because they got to figure shit out. 100% they got to figure shit out. Nathan put 2 on said, by the way, what a shame for the Lions after being eliminated 2 years ago from the NFC Championship, having the 1 seed. Now they have no one to blame for themselves. 100%. And I blame Dan Campbell for that. Or I should say Dan Gamble. Oh, Purdy just got fucking blasted. Should have got rid of the doggone football. Gets taken down for a sack. And now Mr. Irrelevant's going to have to figure out how to respond. And on top of that, you got to consider with certain players, like this is a prime example. Brock Purdy coming to San Francisco, perfect situation. Because I can tell you something right now. If he ended up in, let's say he ended up in Cleveland. Let's say if he ended up in, when did Purdy come in? Purdy came in 2022. Let's say he ended, 2022. So let's just say you came in, 2023. I'm tripping. Because he lost in the NFC Championship. He didn't go to the Super Bowl. Over the middle. Got it. First down. Yeah, so let's say if you ended up on a team like Cleveland, maybe he ended up in Tennessee, somewhere like that. The New York Jets. You think he's playing? He's probably out the league. 100% he's probably out the league. 100% he's probably out the league. All right, they got to start throwing this ball to McCaffrey if they wanted to get that 1,000, but the win is more important. Top of 5 said, you be lying if you said you wasn't afraid of the pass protection and pass rush. That is true. You guys aren't completely all the way solid across the board, but again, AFC is wide open. 1205 for life, but 2 and said, which QBs should have multiple rings by now? Well, it's kind of difficult because there's nuance in it. But if I was to look at teams, the Buffalo I can't do that because of who stood in their way. So ultimately, you'd have to look at squads that made it to the dance and fell short. During this KC dynasty, KC had earned the right, to be there, especially in their playoff performances. But squads and quarterbacks that should have had multiple rings in this generation. Lamar's a two-time MVP, but I think there was really only one season that I believe that they could have messed around and got it. And that was in 2019. But Kansas City got the job done. Oh, wow. There's Purdy. Pass incomplete. No flag, no flag, no flag, because there shouldn't have been no flag there. That's good defense right there. That's just good defense right there. I would say this generation is kind of tough. If I was to go prior, I think Drew Brees only having one championship, he got no business only having one title. Aaron Rodgers, I think if they went for it in 2020, at least give your quarterback a chance. You go for it in 2020. If they were successful there, I think Green Bay would have went all the way. 100% believe Green Bay would have went all the way. Pass over the middle, first down. First down. But I also believe in 2018, Kansas City would have went all the way if D4 didn't line up offsides. Nathan Patuan said the final Sunday of football in 2025. Yes, indeed. Matt Patuan said start, bench, cut, trade. Carter, Benson, Lane, Salam. Running backs? Christian McCaffrey, gain of 4. Gain of 4. I'd probably say, well, it just depends on injuries that you've had there. Unfortunate injury cuts careers there. So Carter would most likely end up getting cut. I would maybe Salam, Benson, trade cut, trade Lane, and then cut Carter. There's a handoff. Brian Robinson. Gain of 3. It's going to be a short third down here. It's going to be a short third down here. Yeah, we're not seeing any defense. Post that pick 6, we ain't seen no defense like that. Lazy Patuan said top 5 best worst head coaches of this year. Worst. Daboll. Dable, he's gone. He's up out of here. Brown, you're gone. Oh, wait a minute.
10 subs.
McCaffrey, first down. You're gone. In Tennessee, Tennessee is it Callahan? No, I forget. Bowles, well, probably because you have a little bit of underperformance, and believe it or not, low key, you could throw Harbaugh in there just with the fucking the decision making. It's been bad. Now Stefanski, yeah, Stefanski, 100%. And then Callahan did get fired as well. Yeah, you're right. Callahan did get fired as well. There's a toss to McCaffrey trying to make a cut. He's going down. He's going down. John. Because why is no, Pete Carroll, there's only so much Pete Carroll can do. I mean, you're dealing with Geno Smith, but then again, you're the dumbass who thought he should have been your quarterback. All right, 2nd and goal. Purdy. Jawan Jennings going down. This game is cheeks. They should have flexed the Philly game. What you mean this game is cheeks? What you mean this game is cheeks? This game's all right. I don't think Philly in the first half had as much excitement as this game. Philly and Buffalo in the first half did not have as much excitement as this game. I ain't going to do all that now. As for the better coaches, take a look at Cohen, Peyton, Purdy, end zone. Oh, that's intercepted. It's picked off. Why? He took it out the end zone. He took it out the end zone. C.J. Gardner-Johnson takes it out the end zone and goes down at the 8, but there's laundry on the field. What's the flag for? Wow! They threw the flag on him. C.J. Gardner-Johnson had the interception, but the flag's on him. What did he do? What did he do? They called the flag on C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Did he hit somebody in the face? At the start? Wow. He did put his hand on Ricky Pearsall's face mask. Fucking brutal, man. That's a bailout call. That's a bailout call. Right call. But they just got hold. Now Christian McCaffrey's going to make him pay. Spin move. Oh, he's going down. He's going down. Nathan Batuan said if Pittsburgh loses, they get 9-8. Indeed. It was a legit call. Piece of me wanted to say maybe Pearsall turned his head. CJ hit him in the helmet. That was late as hell. Nah, they must have already thrown the flag first, and then we just didn't see it until after the interception. Because that's kind of a tough call to throw late. Yeah, illegal hands when it happened at the start of the play. Like, why did you not throw the flag early? With Pittsburgh losing, you think Vegas is calling the shots, trying to generate more views on that Pittsburgh-Baltimore final season showdown? Nah, I think Pittsburgh already knew coming in what the situation was going to be, but they completely underperformed. Vegas can influence only so much, but Pittsburgh's offense completely underperformed across the board. They threw the flag before the INT, correct? Nathan Pavavon said you're worried about the hits that Lawrence has been taking. He's delivered, but the human body can only take so much, and he's constantly been tucking the football a bit more now and trying to run. So he might want to consider, what is he that he's trying to do right now. But God willing, there's no injuries. Second and goal here. Shotgun formation, which I always hate, especially when you're inside the 5. Purdy's going to keep it himself. Touchdown. He's got it. Purdy with his second rush touchdown today. Purdy with his second rush touchdown today to the end zone for the score. 15 plays, 72 yards. 9 minutes. Pewter City gym leader Brock Purdy making plays. Extra point. Got it. 28-21. 28-21. Golly, everybody's scoring. You get a score, 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 you get a score. Niners might just mess around and get that number 1 seed, but hey, Chicago has a chance to respond. Chicago has a chance to respond. Nathan Batua said, who would have thought KC would have 10 losses this year? Not a lot of people would. Even the KC haters wouldn't have seen that coming. Joshua Batua said, first half, straight balling both teams. Well, yeah, offensively, you got some balling that's happening over there, but Chicago's defense got to wake the fuck up. After they got that pick 6, it's as if they started resting on their laurels and saying, this is more than enough. Caleb Williams brought Purdy out here playing like when Goku and Vegeta fought each other in the Buu saga. Yeah, they playing good football. Bears too focused on CMC. The 49ers know it, trying to take advantage. And rightfully so, you should be focused on CMC. The CMC ain't nothing to scoff at, you know? What I think the score of today's game might be. I think they both can mess around and crack. Well, for sure they're going to crack 30. I think we're going to see a couple more scores as this game continues to move forward. But then the question is, will they crack 40? And I think only one team might mess around and crack 40 because I think adjustments are going to happen at halftime. Lazy West for 5-1 said Pittsburgh lose next week. They out of the playoffs. Yes, it's winner take all because they can't qualify as a wild card. The only two slots that remain in the playoffs, or only slot that remains in the playoffs, is the 4 seed. And I think everything is set in the NFC. I think everything is set in the, it's the same shit for the NFC as well. The 4 seed is the only slot that exists remaining. So Green Bay can't get any higher than 7. The Packers can't get any higher than 7, so they're locked in at the 7th seed. Again, I think the Packers have been the 7th seed for 3 straight years. Actually, no, I think they were the 6th seed last year. Green Bay might have been the 3 seed. No, pardon me, the 6th seed last year. You see, last year they were the wild card. They were the 7th seed. No, I think they were the 6th seed. Packers were the 7th seed last year as well. Shit. Yeah, they were the 7th seed last year. So yeah, they're stuck at that 7th seed. Pittsburgh can only get the 4 seed.
Jenna Streams is now
Pittsburgh
following.
can only get the 4 seed, and Carolina and Tampa can only get the 4 seed. Everything else is already set. So Green Bay will have to face either actually no, the cards are still out on who could mess around and be that 2 seed because it's not a lock just yet. Yeah, so none of the matchups thus far is a lock yet, with the exception of who's gonna be the 4 seed, either the AFC North or the NFC South. That's the only thing that's a lock, where you know the 4 seed will have that home playoff game, but things are still subject to change. The Packers are locked at 7. That's the only spot that's locked across the board because there can still be some shifting. Yeah, the Eagles would just need Chicago to lose 2 games, and then ultimately they win next week, and they can get that 2 seed because they've locked up the division already. And since there's no first round bye, it almost not even beneficial to, if you have a chance to just go into you already got your stuff secured, you can't really switch up in the standings. Fuck it. I'll rest my players and I'll get a bye. Because after they got rid of the bye week for the 2nd seed, who gives a fuck anymore? Here come an adjustment at the line. They're going to take it to the 2-minute warning. Jay said DK Metcalf's full name. Must feel like shit for not playing the last 2 games and falling for the rage bait. Here's the thing. It all depends on if it ends up being proven and confirmed that what the guy said, I don't want to call him a gentleman, but what the guy said was legitimate. Or I should say what DK said the guy said was legitimate. If they confirm that, still, you got to keep your composure. But if you lie about this dude saying something along the lines of being racist and then calling your mother a cunt, if you were to lie about something like that, you were goofy. But if he's actually, accurate in that, I'll say you still got to keep your composure, but I can understand. And furthermore, the fact that he did report that particular fan and they were able to confirm that he did indeed report that particular fan, bro, the NFL got to do something about that. Because how the fuck does he get another opportunity? That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought that was wild. Because if you have it on file that they should have appealed it to one, they should have ultimately rescinded the 2 game to make it 1 game because he had already went and no, the video, but here's the problem. The video, you don't know what point it was said, because in the video you have a slight moment where DK begins the process of walking over. This could have started in the first quarter where he says something crazy. Second quarter early, he says something crazy. Previous series, he says something crazy. And then with the 2 minutes remaining, then DK walks over. That's why I'm saying the video can be a bit deceiving, because you only have as much evidence as the time it's recorded. That's why videos can be very, very misleading. For example, anybody who remembers seeing that cartoon where it was like the guy running with the knife, but turns out that's his foot running away, and the person who's actually looking like they're being attacked with the knife is the one with the knife. That's that situation. The fan holding the press conference, I'm like, oh, come on now. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what's going on. And after the fact, he put his arms up and you heard him say, yeah, that's what I wanted to get him to do. You went over there to go and bait him. Like, no question, DK should have composed himself. But we can't be obtuse. We can't be obtuse. If Mans purposely ended up in there to go and rage bait you in order to go and elicit a reaction, why the fuck the NFL ain't stepping in and suspending this or blocking the dude forever, bro? Like, what we doing? The one who recorded would have said DK's in the right, but the problem is, like, you got a couple of different angles that's there. It could be a pack mentality where you don't want to go and say shit. I'm not sitting over here trying to, big up, or I should say defend DK or even defend the person. It's just a matter of NFL got way too much sound equipment in the area to not be able to identify what was being said. And furthermore, because of the cameras that they have, you can locate, somebody who's in the stands. They should go and rerun, the cameras on that particular location. Maybe if you got to read some lips here and there, just see what the fuck was being said. But they upheld it, so it is what it is. But overall, you could already tell that dude, he went over there for the sole purpose of trying to go and bait him. And the fact that already they had he already had reported him, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Jay, I see what you're doing here. Like, you don't got to keep writing his whole, full name. Like, don't get me wrong. It's his full name at the end of the day. But, you got to at least acknowledge the NFL was wrong as well. Like, what are we doing? And especially, it depends on the situation as well. I don't know what's going on with his regarding his mom or whatever. Like, of course, you say something about that particular person, you deal with that. But I don't know if it's something with his mom, because let's just say if it was a scenario where his mom had recently passed or something, and somebody say something out of pocket, that could be a quick trigger for somebody. Of course, you're supposed to keep yourself composed. You're a professional, but we all human at the end of the day. There'll be situations where folks can mess around and go and flip. That can happen. I'm not going to, make it seem as if you can't, or I should say you're not supposed to keep your composure, because 100% DK should have did that shit. But the fact that he had already reported the fan is crazy to me. Like, the NFL should really consider, this person got to be banned as well. Pass incomplete. They force a punt. And Niners got one timeout. They might got a chance to go down the field and get a 2-possession, forces to make a 2-possession game. You're right. He 100% got to keep his composure. Hence why I've doubled down and said that. But you got to consider the other side as well. DK should have put him a meet 100%, 100%, and he had walked over with what appeared to be somebody on the sideline. So that's why I feel like we're not getting full transparency. Or oh wow, I think he actually did. He call for the fair catch? I don't think he did, but we're not getting full clarity on the entire situation. That's why I think there's a lot of gray areas in what transpired. Yeah, there was zero contact. He 100% swing, but he missed. Great tackle. But remember what I've always said, in those situations, if I was in a situation where I'm in the league or I'm a public figure to where I'm performing and you got hecklers and you got other individuals who are around, bro, you got to have somebody who is on site at all times. So it's one of those, Oh, I see what you're trying. All right. Oh, so you said something out of pocket. I took offense to that. Cool. That's the end of it. So if you wanted that individual to get touched, you have somebody who's willing to go and do it for you. Because once you recognize you the cash cow amongst your folks, there'll be some individuals who, for lack of better terms, who have some crash outs who happen to be in the area, who can take care of your weight for you. Now, if you go down with a Rico, that's your business. But overall, you gotta have a pass between where somebody's able to go and take care of things for you. But yeah, 100%. Don't poke the bear. And you could have shit dealt with, because there's a lot of people who now, because of the benefit of the lawsuits, where naturally it's like, yo, I'm gonna say as much stuff as I possibly can, and you can't do nothing because it's gonna cost you money. But what happens if I don't care about the money? Then what? Like, for example, what happened with Ramsey and Chase. Obviously, they're both still players at the end of the day, but spit on somebody, now you go to a whole different level. Imagine if it was a fan who spit on a player. Now, albeit the player could mess around, turn Ron Artest, whoop somebody ass, you get sued for millions, but we all human, right? So there's that. And again, like I said prior, DK 100% should have kept himself composed, but here we are. Here we go. This game continues. 2-minute drill right now for the San Francisco 49ers, trying to make this a 2-possession lead. Christian McCaffrey already 16 carries, 98 yards, and a touchdown. Brock Purdy, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's 11 of 17, 148 through the air. Lone INT. That was a pick 6 on the very first play of this game. Caleb Williams, 6 of 12, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Kyle Monangai, 3 carries, 24 yards, and DeAndre Swift, 3 carries, 20 yards. I don't know why the Chicago Bears are not running the football, but they're not running the football. They want to turn this into the Caleb Williams show, albeit they haven't ran that many offensive plays because the game has all been dominated on offense by the San Francisco 49ers. It may not seem that way in the difference of the points, but if you consider pick 6 on the opening drive, 7 points go to Chicago, it's 4-2 Niners offense to the Bears. And on what will be the final drive of this half, we'll see how things play out. Angie Batua said, how confident am I with next week? Not very confident. Not very confident. Trent Williams out with a bad hammy. CMC still running wild. Indeed. Indeed. By the way, with Chicago still having 3 timeouts, or I should say 2, they just used one. They can at least, if they can get a 3 and out, get decent field positioning. Because the positive would be if you get a stop on next 2 plays, you probably get this football back with about 39 seconds remaining, depending on the duration of the play. So anywhere between 39 and 43. If that's the case, depending on how big of the punt just so happens to be, they give a handoff to CMC. Oh boy, now this opens up the playbook on the 3rd play of this drive here, because Chicago's most likely going to use this timeout. You could run a hard play action fake here if you're San Francisco. You could run a hard play action fake here if you're San Francisco. This is 3rd and 2. But you could probably get that football back maybe even sooner. And you would only need about 15 to 20 some yards to get into field goal range. Yeah, the Bears get the football to start the second half. This drive is pivotal because you can either get the ball back and try to get that 2 for 1 before the half, and then fresh to open up the second half, or you find yourself in a very tough situation where the Niners go down the field and they end up adding additional points. Jay in the building, put 20 on it. Today, Big Uso, wish you and the Antoine bloodline. Mary, Xmas, let me know when I'm coming to Australia. Your brother is security for Neon and Iggy Azalea right now while they're here. So you can provide that for me if needed. Wow. I don't know if I'd be an individual who needs security, but I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that. I'll definitely let you know when I'm coming out there to Australia. All right. Looks like the Niners are going to throw. Pass over the middle. It's caught. First down. Timeout. Timeout's most likely not coming. You got to hurry up and get on the ball. It wouldn't make sense to use a timeout right there. You got to get on the ball. You got to get on the ball. Now you got to start moving with a little bit of a sense of urgency. Come on, Ricky, get set, get set, get set, get set. All right, there low-key was a flag. They didn't call it, but There goes Robinson over the middle. Get back on the ball. 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 You got to take a shot here. You got to take a shot here. You got to take a shot here. Try to get into the intermediate. If you're the Bears, keep everything in front of you. Dump it off to McCaffrey. Dump it off to McCaffrey. There it is. He's going to go down. That's it. End of the half. Go to the locker room. Go to the locker room. Ain't no way you use the timeout. Ain't no way you use the timeout. Ain't no way. Why the fuck would you use the timeout now instead of last play? This is what I don't understand. If this is San Francisco use a timeout. This is dumb as hell. No, just because I throw hands on me, I don't need the security. I get jumped by like 3 people, bro. What the throwing hands on me, the goddamn thing if you getting jumped. The hell that got to do with me? I'd probably need security to tell me, hey, don't go try to fight that kangaroo. What would happen if the next week if the Steelers and Ravens game end in a tie? Oh, it wouldn't be able to end in a tie. Actually, no. It's a regular season. It would be able to end in a tie. If it ended in a tie, Pittsburgh's going to the playoffs. Because they still have a better record than Baltimore. All right, they get a handoff there to Christian McCaffrey. Wow, McCaffrey with a huge run to midfield, but it won't even matter. This man is just racking up fucking yardage, bro. That's incredible. You're not spiking it in time. It's over. You're going to the half, bro. You're going to the half. I don't understand what you see. This is poor time management. This is poor time management on display. Because if Shanahan used the timeout after they got the first down, the series that they just ran with, they would have been able to spike the football with a couple of seconds to at least take a shot. But you wait until 12 seconds remaining to go and use a timeout. Dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. I don't understand. After they got the first down, it's like, yo, you got to move with a sense of urgency to get back on the ball. That's what they did. They didn't use the timeout then. Cool. After the first play, I believe it was DeMarcus Robinson. They might have used the timeout right after the DeMarcus Robinson reception. They used the timeout. No, they used the timeout after the reception of McCaffrey. After Robinson caught the pass with 34 seconds, you should have used the timeout then. You should have used the timeout then. They used the timeout after the McCaffrey reception. Bro, you lost 15 seconds for what? No, not even 15, because it was ran here. He was down there. Bro, you lost like 20 seconds for what reason? Dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Jay for 5 on I'm your favorite streamer, Big Uso. You'll do it for free of charge. Real talk. Hey, man, that's love, bro. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. I'm going to Madrid next year. My passport. Where's the new passport? The passport is here's a new passport right here. Yeah, so I got my new passport came in the mail. So I will be flying, and next year is going to be probably a very travel-heavy year, to be quite honest with you, because the World Cup, I'm going to as many World Cup games as I possibly can. So I've already started saving immediately. Low-key, if I wanted to dip into the brokerage, I could do that too. But one way or another, it is going to be a very travel-heavy year for me. I'm going to try to go to as many different, events, do a bunch of different things. So God willing, if I can. So 100%, if I can make my way out to Australia, that'd be great. And if not next year, then maybe the year next, because I don't think you want to go to Australia for 1 week. Long-ass 22-hour flight for only a week. I think that's kind of crazy. So do I have a live ID? I think you mean the real ID. I have the one that, the real ID is a second tier, because a regular ID, then you have the real ID. I have the one that has the flag on there. So, yeah, so I have the one that you can travel with. So see the yeah, so I have the one that you can travel with. It has the flag on there. So I can go domestic, and I could also go North America. I could also go North America. So wait, what the hell is this? Oh, they were supposed to transfer it. Go to Africa with Speed. I don't think that's how it works. I pull up on Speed, he won't have a clue who I am. And if he did know who I was, that'd be great. But I'd highly doubt I'd be able to infiltrate Sunstream. Frederick put 5 on said, meanwhile, Kanye West released a bucket list, including swimming with sharks, writing a book, learning to pole dance, and climbing a volcano. Pole dance. Because I think there's something you can do to where you can swim with sharks in a safe way. Writing a book, there's no crazy barrier entry there. Climbing a volcano. I low-key, when I was in Hawaii, hiked a volcano, but it wasn't active. So it was kind of inactive for hundreds of years. So, but pole dance, what's that about? Brian Flores as the head coach. We had Flores in our locker room and we let this man leave. For what reason? We had the man in the organization for absolutely next to nothing, and we let that man walk out. He should have been our D coordinator. He should have been our D coordinator.
Gotcha, bitch.
Mershio of Garonu is now following.
Myles Garrett said that he believes Pittsburgh was more concerned about him not getting the record than getting the win. Well, shit. God damn, Maria Taylor. Good Lord. These jazz pants. What's going on? Like a bloodstained tampon. And I wouldn't mind looking at. Golly. All right. No fucks given. Give it 2 on. Said Ravens Nation. Staying alive. Y'all indeed are staying alive. Y'all are indeed staying alive. Do I think Will Howard will get a shot next year? Aaron Rodgers leaves? Yes. Do I think Roman Wilson is even on this team next year? Oh, 100% no. He's gone. He is gone. He is gone. Mason Rudolph return? God, I hope not. I already see, like, and I said this before. Here's the problem that I have with, like, Mason, right? Don't get me wrong. Okay, cool. You were in an organization. You let this man leave, go to Tennessee. The fuck you inviting somebody after they leave? Like, he's pretty much Tyler Huntley. Like, you've seen what you needed to see from him. Now, the difference is you have a franchise quarterback with Lamar Jackson. Pittsburgh's still trying to figure it out. You had this dude in your locker room. You let him leave. Now you want some, come back just to play back. What are we doing? Like, I don't understand. But we in trouble. We are 100% in trouble. They let Derrick Henry, who's the fucking bruiser out here, get another opportunity to come and attack our defense. We cooked. Did I hear that the Steelers decided not to revoke DK's guarantees from the suspension? I'm happy about that. That's cool. That's cool, but unfortunately, he's still out for 2 games. If the Steelers make it, do I see a one and done? Yes. Until they prove otherwise, I still see a one and done. And what kind of sucks about the DK suspension is offensively, they were really figuring it out the last 3 weeks, and then now you have DK being gone, you lose that rhythm. It's kind of difficult to pick that wagon back up after you just fell off of it. But we'll see. We'll see. All roads lead to next week. Yeah, the Bears get the kickoff in the second half. Bears get the kickoff in the second half. T. Thomas in the building. What's going on? And shout out to the family watching over on Twitch, Kick, Facebook, Twitter, and over on YouTube. We appreciate you. Time for Aaron Rodgers to go. I mean, he's going to retire most likely at the end of the year, depending on how things play out. But I can't foresee a circumstance where he probably comes back for another season. And if he does, I'm 100% sure it's probably going to go like Favre in 2010. Just very, very, very bad. Played a W clip at the end of the game when a W is secured. What's the wine selection? If only I had some wine here, but I don't. Actually, I should have some Francis wine in the in my downstairs. That actually reminds me. Let me see if they had restock. Because the sweet wine that he actually has is pretty good, but it stays sold out. Oh, it's clipped. I guess Son ain't selling it no more. Well, there it is. Was my opinion on the Chiefs moving stadiums. Hey, they like it. I love it. I got no I have no staunch opinion about it. Truly, it's just one of them things. Like, all right, you leave from Arrowhead. As long as that core audience can still make it, great. But if not, there it is. William put 5 on it again. Said, sup, hope I'm doing well. Reached 611 days of sobriety. So hope I had a good Christmas. It was your birthday yesterday. Managed to stay sober. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations!
How cool is that? William, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday, and constantly keeping us updated on the sobriety journey as well. Y'all put some W's in the chat for William. Let's celebrate his birthday with a dancing nose pass.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all. Oh, yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all.
Rodgers signed a 1 day to retire a Packer. 100% he's going to retire a Packer. It'd be crazy if he didn't. 100% he'll retire a Packer. Because guess what? When he goes into the Hall of Fame, he'll be remembered as a Green Bay Packer. It doesn't matter where else he goes. He'll always be a Green Bay Packer. Just like Tom Brady, you're a New England Patriot, period. You had a hop and a skip time in Tampa Bay. You won them a championship. That's all well and dandy. You are a New England Patriot. Funny enough, for Peyton Manning, you're an Indianapolis Colt. However, the 4 years he played in Denver, you won an MVP. You went to 2 Super Bowls. You won 1. Furthermore, his time in Denver, I believe he still lives in Denver now. He's constantly at the Denver games. So he's somewhat blurred the lines of how he'd be remembered. Manning is 100% a Colt, but he's also a Bronco. He's not as much Bronco as he is Colt, but he sure as hell is Bronco. He sure as hell is Bronco. No, Rivers is a San Diego Charger, just like Matt Ryan is an Atlanta Falcon. Like there's some times where with particular players, like you kind of know. Like, for example, Steve Smith, you're a Panther. Like you're a Carolina Panther. You were in Baltimore, that's all well and good, but you're a Carolina Panther. Shannon Sharp, you're a Bronco. It doesn't matter. Oh, man, I won a championship with the Ravens. I actually went to a Super Bowl. I was a all-pro. Fam, you're a fucking Bronco. Like, there's some, like, you made your career here. This is what you are. Like, what do we do? Payne said, so what would the reaction be if somebody came into the chat room talking about, I remember Brady as a Buccaneer? Low-key, might have to block him. I kid you not. You might have to block him. Because, for one, you're way too young to be on Twitch. Peyton, you got the green light. Somebody come into the chat talking about, I don't even remember what Brady was a Brady was a Patriot. Block him! Transmogrify into Dwight Howard and block their ass. Matter of fact, folks might even not know about Dwight Howard like that. Dwight Howard, he wasn't even good like that. You mean block him like Wembanyama? You need to be blocked too, young ass motherfuckers. They're going to be an old head. But what about Elijah Wan? You talking about Dwight, but I remember Elijah. If you remember Elijah Wan, you remember Dwight too. It's not about you, old man. Nathan, put 2 on, said crazy. Baltimore started 1-5, and it's down to this. Crazy, right? And remember, Houston started 0-3. And I think only 4 or 5 teams in NFL history has ever started 0-3 and made the playoffs. So kudos to Houston. They now either become team number 5 or team number 6. So we'll see how things play out.
Gotcha,
Angie put 2 on, said,
the
see,
next
you sound
to
defeated
88
already.
is
Have
now
faith.
following.
Faith? Yes. Confidence? No. They're going to have to prove it to me. Now, the positive is Pittsburgh has had good success against Baltimore recently. However, still, my viewpoint isn't even just getting a ticket to the dance. It's just playing winning football. And today was just losing football, albeit the defense balled. And that's the one thing that I'm confident about is the defensive side of the football. If they shut down Derrick Henry, I have all the confidence in the world. But guys are going to have to, step up. Kyle, for 5-1, said, you used to hate Peyton Manning, but that dude was the ultimate field general, killed your Jags so many times. Bro, Peyton
Congratulations.
He's my favorite quarterback in the history of the game. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that man play football. Mr. DLG, 15 months.
Mr. just resubscribed for 15 months.
I appreciate you. Here comes the Bears. Disagree if you win a Super Bowl, the other city has claim as well. Here's the thing. When did you win the Super Bowl and how many years did you play somewhere? Because if I have 18 years somewhere and I got 4 over here, bro, I can't, it's so incredibly lopsided. Now, for example, Matthew Stafford, right? There's some folks who legitimately don't remember Matthew as a Detroit Lion because he never won nothing in Detroit. So because he's now winning in Los Angeles, you've won a couple of playoff games. You've won a Super Bowl. You're now potentially, barring his performance tomorrow, and then ultimately week 18, you could potentially win an MVP in that jersey. You can be remembered for both. Because next to what? Bobby Lane? The greatest Lions quarterback is Matthew Stafford. For the Rams, you have Kurt Warner, who's ultimately occupying that space. But guess what? Stafford goes on and wins a Super Bowl this year, next year, or when he decides to call it quits maybe in 2 years, because I 100% believe Stafford was either going to call it quits either at the end of this year or next season, right? But you win another championship, you could potentially be the greatest quarterback of all time on 2 different squads. Greatest quarterback of that franchise's history on 2 different squads. So given that's the case, now there's a bit of nuance. But if you're a guy who won championships, lit up the league in one location, went to another location, kind of kept that going, but you were there for a shorter period of time, I can't give you that nod, North Potato on it said Peyton is more of a Colt than he is a Bronco. Mike Vitt is more of a Falcon than he is an Eagle. 100% he's more of a Falcon. He's way more of a Falcon. Although I think his peak of his powers when he truly understood the game was in his Eagle days, but it took his Falcon days to get there. And if he never went to jail, I think 100% that 2007, 2008 Falcons team would have lit the fucking shit up. But then there's so many of different things that could have played a role because, for one, Matty Ice coming to the team in 2008, that was a godsend. I'll never forget that 11 seconds that they had on the clock. Falcons fans who in the squad, the 11 seconds they had on the clock, Stafford made a hell of a pass. Ryan made a hell of a pass to somebody. I believe it was Roddy White on the sideline. Ended up setting up a field goal to go and win the game. That shit was spectacular. I remember sitting there 14. What the hell am I seeing? This dude's about to be an all-time great. And he was. And he was. Deion Sanders is a Falcon then? Well, considering I think Deion played in Dallas only 1 year. No. Because Deion got drafted 89. You had 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. That's 5 years, 94 he left. Went to San Francisco, won a Defensive Player of the Year, won a Super Bowl, right? 95, 6, 7, 8, 9. He played the same amount of years in Dallas as he did in the Atlanta, but he was the most prominent Falcon during that time. So he'll be remembered more of as Falcon than he will as a Cowboy, but he was just as good in Dallas as he was in Atlanta, So that one's it's a little bit different because you're completely split down the middle. There'll be some people who remember Deion as a Cowboy. There's other folks who remember him as a all right, let's not go Raven now. Let's slow it down right there. Because at that point, you could mess around and say Washington. Because folks forgot that he played for the Redskins. Another example would be Montana and the Chiefs. He played 2 years with Kansas City, went to an AFC championship with Kansas City. Rod Woodson did 5 years in Baltimore. 5? He left Pittsburgh. He went to, no, he didn't do 5 years in Baltimore. He left Pittsburgh. He went to San Francisco. He was in Baltimore for like 3 years, and then he went to Oakland. And that's where he closed out his career. Oh, boy, he done fucking nearly popped his foot on that cut. But Burden brings it down to the 2-yard line. 1205 for life, but 2 said top 5 1-year seasons with new teams. With new teams. History of the NFL, new teams. Shit. Oh, they got 12 men on the field. Cole Hike! Cole Hike! Oh my God, Caleb Williams, you fucking dumbass! They better score here. They better score here. Caleb Williams, fucking this dumbass making fucking adjustments and shit. Bro, they got 2 people running off the goddamn field. Just call Hike, figure it out later. You got a free play. They got 2 people running off the fucking field. Caleb Williams never looked over and said, hold on, wait a minute. I got a free play here. Fucking call Hike. Just call Hike. Golly. But 1-year seasons with new teams. Terrell Owens with Philly in 2004. He was balling. Randy Moss with New England in 2000. But then because 2007 was somewhat, he scored 50 touchdowns in fucking New England for 3 years and a half. But new teams, 1 year, new team. Because when you say one year, I have to assume you don't have additional year there. Oh, Case Keenum, I like that. Case Keenum, that was a 1-year wonder. Adala put 20 on it. Oh, pardon me, put 2 on. Said Thanksgiving. Caleb Williams, 2024. Oh my. There's a handoff. DeAndre Swift, he should score here. He's 100% should score here. There he's got it to the end zone. That's a touchdown. North, put 5 on. Said, Joe, would I lose my mind if the Seals got Deshaun Watson in 2025? 100%. Angie Patuan said, is Shady McCoy a Bill or an Eagle? Then 100% an Eagle. 100% an Eagle. His most prominent years were in the Eagles. He just carried that same consistency with the Bills, but they didn't win nothing with Buffalo. He didn't win anything with Buffalo. He ended up getting his championship with Tampa Bay and then also with Kansas City. But he's always going to be remembered as a Philadelphia Eagle. Don't miss no extra points now. Through the uprights, it's good tie game. Devontae's year in LA could be in that conversation. Yeah, it just depends on how he continues to play. Because if you're saying 1 year, oh, well, then again, are you saying year 1? Oh, okay. So top 5 NFL year 1s with new season. Okay, so yeah, so it really doesn't matter what happens afterwards. You're just saying year 1. All right, so I completely overlooked that. All right, so year 1 with new teams. Randy Moss 07. Randy Moss 07. Jamal Lewis ran for the 3,000 with the Browns, or did he do it with the Ravens? I think he did it with the Jamal Lewis might have did it with the Ravens when he went for 2,000 in 2000. Yep, that was his last year in Baltimore. No, second to last year in Baltimore. Third to last year in Baltimore. Never mind, I take that back. Holmes, Clinton Portis, Larry Johnson, no. Terrell Owens, no. Terrell Owens had a beast-ass fucking season. I think he might have been first-team All-Pro in 2004 as well. Randy Moss. Oh, when did Darren Sharper come to, when did he come to New Orleans? 2009, yes. Darren Sharper. Darren Sharper. Darren Sharper, Randy Moss, Brett Favre in Minnesota. Brett Favre in Minnesota. Brady in Tampa. because he went on to go win a championship. Brady in Tampa. And then if I wanted one more, there's a fucking defensive player that I'm overlooking. Reggie White in 93. What was his numbers in 93? There's a motherfucker who changed teams and immediately won a goddamn defensive player of the year. Was it Reggie White? Reggie White came to Green. No, he was second team All-Pro. Still had a monster season. No, Von Miller in LA, no. Because he really just came alive in the playoffs. Saquon. I'll go Saquon. Because Saquon went 2000. Saquon. I like that. Yeah, Dion 49ers is up there too. CMC, his first season in San Francisco as well. That's not a bad question. That's actually a pretty good question. $1 per 5 won't say AB didn't win a ring until his time with the Bucks. Is he forever a Buck? No, he's not. No, he's not. Antonio Brown is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's not do that. And his most memorable moment with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won't even be winning the Super Bowl. It's going to be him quitting on the team, taking off his shirt, and ultimately quitting the NFL. That put 2 on it. Said, would I consider the GOAT of Pittsburgh, the greatest of Pittsburgh all time? You have Troy Polamalu, Big Ben, Franco Harris, Mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert, but overall, the GOAT of Pittsburgh probably is Mean Joe Green, because it all got started with him. So it's probably Mean Joe Green. Darren in the building. Pafavon said Fitzmagic will be known as a Jet, Buck, or Bill. That's a great question. Really? He's been on so many different teams. I think Fitzmagic is going to ultimately be remembered as a Bill. Because his whole personality fits in perfectly with the Buffalo Bills, and I think he's been more visible at Bills games, so he'd probably be remembered as a Buffalo Bill. Folks probably forgot he was even a Dolphin. Folks probably, a couple of people that said a Dolphin, some people said the Ram, Texan. It was a fun season when he was a New York Jet, but unfortunately, they just couldn't make it to the playoffs. They're already inside Chicago territory. CMC gain of 5. Does he have a reception yet? CMC doesn't have a reception yet. Damn. CMC. Oh, no, he got 2 catches, 20 yards. Never mind. He got 2 catches, 20 yards. There's a handoff, CMC again. Yeah, he might not get that 1,000. I ain't going to hold you. Because I high-key believe they probably would have thought in their mind, like, yo, they got to go and get it. Is Breeze a Charger or a Saint? Stop it. Come on. North with 20 on said your top 5 NFL one-year seasons with new teams would be Peyton Manning in Denver, Tom Brady in Tampa, Matt Stafford in LA, Saquon in Philly, Randy Moss in New England. That's not bad. Kyle Hughes check. Gain of about 7 or 8 here as they're continuing to move down the field. He was cooking with the Chargers. He had a season, and then ultimately, and that was pretty much it right there. Eli Manning, a Charger or a Giant, you better stop it. They got a man down. Oh, no. It's a man down.
Oh, no. There's a man down.
Gotcha, bitch.
Livin 118 is now following.
That actually worked perfectly, but for the wrong reasons. Nathan put 5 on, said the Jets franchise will forever be remembered for the butt fumble. Mark Sanchez, 2012. Thanksgiving versus the Patriots, whole franchise butt fumble. Well, I don't know about the whole franchise butt fumble, but Mark Sanchez, 100%. The Jets right now is just known for mediocrity. So, I guess to a degree, the butt fumble plays a large role with that. Sorry, Joe Namath, if nobody remembers the guarantee. Because, well, everybody who was experiencing it are dying off. legitimately, boomers are the only ones who experience that. Gen X, the beginning individuals of Gen X, but then remember, Gen X started what? 65? So if you were a Gen Xer, you were 3 years old seeing the Jets win the Super Bowl. You don't remember that shit. The boomers are the only individuals who remember seeing the Jets win a championship. So yeah, mediocrity is what you're known for. Matt put 2 on and said top 5 greatest journeyman QBs. Journeyman QBs. So that's where Fitzmagic would get his flowers. So I would say Fitzmagic, maybe Vinny Testaverde. What would I categorize as journeyman? I guess somebody who's played in 3 different locations, maybe 4. So Fitzmagic. How many places did Testaverde play? Flutie, I only remember Flutie from New England and Buffalo. Testaverde played in Tampa. Best years being there with the Jets. Played with the Jets 7 years. Went over to Dallas. Didn't really do too much there. He was around till he was 44. It's crazy. Golly. But well, Warren Moon, not really, because Warren Moon, the thing with Warren Moon was primarily had all that time in Houston. By the time that he made it to Minnesota and he was he played a couple of other years after the fact, but I wouldn't necessarily go that far now. Moon is a kind of an anomaly situation.
Gotcha, bitch.
Shit, he also played till he was 44 as
Yodvornik04
well.
is now following.
Right, I can't count those folks as journeymen. See, that's where, like, Aaron Rodgers played for 3 teams. If he qualifies as a journeyman, this ain't right. you got to consider folks who's making moves in their prime, like folks who's making moves in their prime. Oh, Kerry Collins, that's a good one. Kerry Collins is a good one. Earl Morrall was a staple until like he got old, and then he ended up going from the Colts to Miami. I think he might have had a year in Dallas. Did he have a year in Dallas? No, he didn't have a year in Dallas. He went from Baltimore over to. Oh, wait. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Earl Morrall. Yeah, Earl Morrall. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Earl Morrall was indeed a journeyman. Golly. What the fuck? I thought he spent all the time in Baltimore. I remember him on the Giants. What? Oh, Earl Morrall was a slut. This motherfucker was everywhere. God damn. Yeah, Earl Morrall is definitely there. Earl Morrall, 100% he there. Golly. Brother, get around. Good Lord. How the fuck he not in the hole? Earl Morrall not in the hole? Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right. Hey, I hope his children is trying to make a lobby for him to make it into the hall, bro. This ain't right. Earl Morrall ain't in the hall is crazy. I thought he was in the hall. I guess not. Randall Cunningham. Angie Patuan said, so are the Ravens more Browns or Ravens? The Ravens are just Ravens. Ravens are more Ravens. J-Rock Patuan said, I accidentally missed the dono earlier. Okay. Kenzo, pardon me. There it is. He's going backwards. Patuan said, it's Ryan Leaf a Washington State or a Charger? Washington State. Folks, he's a bust. All-time bust. Okay, Patuan said to the Bucks, who should they fire Bowles? 100% they should fire Bowles. In fact, they should be eating cereal out of their hands. They should be away from Bowles for the foreseeable future, to say the least. But J-Rock's earlier. Oh, you had put 5 on it. Okay, so you said send a reaction request. IG won't let you. You're not on TikTok. Condolences on my loss. Not all family is biological. Send in an email. Send in an email. I can't guarantee that there will be a reaction, but I can say there will be a response. D-Hop a Raven, so is Henry. No. Henry will be known as a Tennessee Titan, period, because he will. You can make an argument he's the greatest Titans running back of all time. Sorry, Earl Campbell, because ultimately that's Houston, but Tennessee has that history, if you will. And then also you have Eddie George as well, but he'll be remembered as a Tennessee Titan. But his heights right now with Baltimore is when he ended up starting to break those records. It's like Frank Gore. Would Frank Gore be remembered as a Niner or an Indianapolis Colt or maybe a Buffalo? No, he's going to be remembered as a Niner. Wow, oh my God, Brock Purdy just fucking sexed him. Oh my Jesus Christ, that was a hell of a fucking play. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And D-Hop should be a Texan. Yo, Brock Purdy's out here cooking, bro. That was fucking beautiful. That was fucking beautiful. That man went out there and said, let me go hit the Dougie real quick. Let me go hit the Dougie real quick. Let me go hit the Dougie real quick. Because I don't think y'all understand how Brock Purdy just went out there and fucking cooked, bro. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Good smell. Flavor. He got around the damn pass rush, able to escape two Chicago Bears, and then found Kyle Juszczyk in the end zone. Oh my God. That, woo, shit. That's the type of football that you want to see. That's the type of football that you want to see. Oh my Lord. That was fucking beautiful. Hey, let me tell you something right now. Brock Purdy, give that man whatever the hell he wants. Somebody go call the escorts right now. Go send him to his doggone room. Don't do that. I think he's in a relationship. Whatever the case may be, if he's a bachelor, then send two. But one way or another, that brother is absolutely cooking, bro. Are you kidding me? After the damn pick six, this man has not slowed down. His second touchdown pass through the air. He's already got two on the ground. That's a grown man. Nathan Batuan said, you say good smell, flavor. Where's Frankie when you need him? Indeed. Oh, my Lord. Incredible. That was incredible. He's a man of faith. He ain't doing all that. Shit. Sauce Purdy. You didn't think he was that good at Iowa State? Well, he out here. He balling right now. He balling right now. Damn. Yeah, the Dougie was clean. It was. Yeah, that's a great play right there. Shows draft selection literally does not matter. Well, organization matters. Organization matters, because I can tell you right now, if Brock Purdy was in Tennessee, you're not seeing this. You're 100% not seeing this. Okay, but 5 said for you, Alex Smith will always be known for suffering a Joe Theismann injury, the way same way Joe got tackled, similar injury, which traumatic to you, not gonna lie. Yeah, it was brutal, especially being in Washington, getting tackled by a 3-time defensive player of the year, same yard line, same time in the game, same, I think it was like on the same date. Something, it was crazy, bro. Like that stuff is frightening as hell. What was the over-under on this? Whatever it was, it's already covered the spread. I don't know what it is, but they 100% already covered the spread. What a damn play right there from Brock Purdy, man. That was a grown man play. Under 5 minutes left to go here in the quarter. Nathan Batuan said RG3 and JD5, same opponent, same field, different injury. Kick is going to be fielded from the 2-yard line. Let's see the return here. Down. Good tackle. Are the 49ers under the radar? Well, they've overcome injury. Like, the reason why I can't see myself put so much stock in in San Francisco is because of the injuries to Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. Like, these are two guys who you're going to need in January. But if they're playing football like this, bro, it might not be that big of a deal. Block Purdy's going crazy. They found a way to glaze Mahomes, and he's not even there. Yeah, it was Chris Collinsworth, wasn't it? All right, Caleb Williams, dump off, got DeAndre Swift. That's a first down. That's a first down. You say before, Jaden Daniels should consider himself lucky that was not his throwing arm. He shouldn't have came back against the Vikings. Media been talking down on the Niners all season. Well, in their defense, early in the season, after they started like 3-0, or maybe 2-0, they had like back-to-back weeks where they won one, lost one, won one, lost one, won one, lost one, won one, lost one. But then as of late, they've been fucking balling, and they deserve their respect. They deserve their respect. Fun fact: Steve Kerr, coach of the Golden State Warriors, named his son Nicholas. Okay, Nicholas Kerr. All right. 49ers have one of the easiest schedules of the season. Nothing special, but hey, you build a little bit of momentum. And furthermore, you got to remember, this is a squad that's battle tested. Like, the core of that group had gone to 4 NFC championship games in like 6 years? 7 at this point? 6, 7? Damn. Pass to DJ Moore, incomplete. Feet got tangled. There's not going to be a flag thrown here. Game is just an offensive shootout. I could use some statistics. Put me in, coach.
Gotcha, bitch.
Put me in,
Young
coach.
Langston
I'm ready.
Is now following.
I'm ready. Get me in there. Line me up. I do it. I got a couple receptions for you. I got to take this tag off. I got a couple receptions for you. Coach. Line me up. 3rd and 8 right now. For the Chicago Bears, QB Zesty running towards his left. He's going to throw, and he's got a man. First down. It's Burden again moving the chains. It's Burden again moving the chains. And it's offside on the defense. That's a first down. Chicago moving the chains because QB
Zesty.
I said QB
Zesty.
one more time. QB
Zesty.
moving the chains. All right. The Bears are on the move, ladies and gentlemen. QB
Zesty.
is playing good football. Yeah, the speed flex. Got that Revo speed. You'd pay to see me out there getting leveled? Hey, man, listen. I ain't above it. I loved playing football when I played. Get the ball to Chiseled Rice is crazy. 37. Adonis is crazy. But I kid you not, ever since buying the helmet last week, I've had some days where I legit will just be sitting here and I'll just put the helmet on and just reminisce. I'm like, man, these good times, man. 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Here we go. Williams pass, caught. Damn, buddy was falling out of bounds. Walker couldn't keep his feet. Giants are 5-0 versus the NFC title. Oh, wait, the Giants are 5-0 in the NFC title game. They've never lost. Interesting. Well, records are meant to be broken. All I need is a dark visor. Fun fact, I had ordered a visor, but the machine had broken and the manufacturers went on vacation. So I have to wait until the first week of January to commission the order, so hopefully I can have it by the Super Bowl. So we'll see, because I was gonna have a custom it was like polarized, I guess, visor, and then it would have the chiseled Adonis logo like right here. So that'll be pretty cool. What was that? But 2 on said missed the last 2 donation. Where's the Guardian cap? I will never get a Guardian cap. That's ridiculous. What I need a Guardian cap for? What I'm gonna do with that? Look ridiculous in my own crib? Crazy. Mink is more of a Steeler or a Dolphin? More of a Steeler, because his most prominent years are there in Pittsburgh. And considering, you know, the time duration, you have a season and a half and then a whole season over in Miami. So that's 2.5 versus what, 5 years? And in those 5 years, you were, you know, multiple time Pro Bowler. He's going to be remembered as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Here we go. Caleb's going to run. He's going to tuck that football. Oh, wow. He runs into his own man and then gets fucking blasted. They're going to have to kick a field goal here. He's not going to have enough for a first down. You're going to have to kick a field goal here. Try to get points. Try to get some points. Kick the field goal here. They got one play. Oh, my God. They're keeping the offense on the field. 4th and 5. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Angie Patuan said, are the Rams more LA or St. Louis? For me, I'd always say more St. Louis, but they have history in Los Angeles as well. But I always end up going St. Louis because I think them in St. Louis was very cool. Bryce said, do I have my dream car and am I working on it? I don't really have a dream car. I guess maybe a Porsche when I worked at the airport. Oh my God, they're bringing the heat. Pass is caught by Loveland. First down. So I guess I can say I have it. I have a 2025 Honda Accord. But I don't like, I was never really a big car person like that. When I started working at the airport in 2015, the penultimate job that I had before, you know, this became full time. I would watch the people get like the premium car service from Delta and, or I should say passenger service from Delta, and they'd pick up people in the Porsche. And I said, oh man, that looks like a very cool car. So then I thought to myself, man, maybe I'd want to get myself a Porsche. But I had an option to go and buy it a couple of years ago, but I said, I live in New York City. What am I going to do with a fucking Porsche? So maybe 10 years from now, maybe I'll get one. But overall, so I guess I have the car now, because I got it 2025 Honda Accord fully paid off, so I'm in a good spot. What I'm working towards is just paying off the fucking mortgage. If I can knock that out within 10 years, that'd be perfect. Because I've always said New York is very expensive, but if you have no rent or mortgage over your head being an albatross, bro, it becomes affordable. Ahmad, put 20 on it. Or Ahmed put 20 on, said, is it just me or does it seem like social media / media coverage around the Pittsburgh Steelers this year has been more pessimistic than in years past? When they lose, it's we suck, and when we win, it's we still suck. Oh, 100%. 100%. Because we've gotten to the point where we're just a joke. Because nobody has no real fear of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have no identity, so it serves no purpose. So that's primarily why folks is looking at us this way. Brandon said, who do I think is the greatest quarterback of all time? If we take rings out of the situation, Peyton Manning. Well, shit. I mean, you take out, Peyton Manning. I think just pure playing quarterback, the most talented arms, or from the division, from the position that we've ever seen. Mahomes, Rodgers, Marino, those three, crazy, right? But watching the actual dissection of a defense, Peyton Manning, 100%. Joe Montana is another individual as well. Brady's just a fucking ultimate winner. And I can't take anything away from him as well. But if you were to take rings out of the situation, I'd go Peyton. I would go Peyton. And Breeze is another. I think Breeze is the most accurate quarterback of all time, as well. But if you took away rings, I'm going Peyton. But then Peyton has some fucking playoff choke jobs, so that really hurts his case as well. Angie put 2 on and said, is Cam more Auburn or Gator? He won both. He's more Auburn. He's not a Gator. He doesn't even have a championship ring. He won on the team, but he doesn't have a ring. He'll tell you himself he doesn't have a ring. So he's more Auburn than he is Gator. And Nate Rock put 21 said, Loving the 49ers, but my thoughts on Mahomes now and going forward. We'll see how he recovers and moves forward. DeAndre, oh my God, DeAndre Swift's going to go the distance. He's going to the end zone. That's a touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at the final period of this game, where we've got a back and forth between two 11-4 teams jockeying for position. The Niners trying to keep their playoff hopes alive in the end, or I should say their division winning hopes alive in the NFC West to potentially get the number 1 seed. The Chicago Bears already wrapped up the NFC North, but looking to keep their quest for the 1 seed alive as well. Both teams knotted at 35 apiece in a heavyweight NFC conference battle. Who comes out on top? The Chicago Bears or San Francisco 49ers? Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to the fourth quarter. A little bit of football is being played today. We got a shootout on our hands. Nathan put 2 on it. Say, hey, Chiseled, can I get a yeah? This man is taking Peyton's job. First play of the fourth quarter results in a touchdown. Here we go. Kickoff return is taken across the 30. Best QB ever would be Peyton's vision, Rodgers' arm talent, Drew's accuracy, Brady's career. So Dan Marino with Super Bowl wins. Because you almost got to judge things by generation. It's just like in basketball. But I think there are some unequivocal truths, like Jerry Rice being the greatest receiver of all time. I always look at folks kind of sideways if they say he's not. I always look at folks a little sideways when they say when there's some individuals who say he not. First 49er quarterback with 2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns since Colin Kaepernick. Oh my. Sergeant Befivon said, when you came back, you saw the Thunder Thighs EO on Instagram. Can you get a Thunder real quick? Oh, my. Son was don't let your gooner thoughts win. Nathan put 2 on and said, what a game we're having tonight. 35-35 indeed, but there's laundry on the field. Let's see what the flag is for. Oh, it's a hold. It's coming back. Top 5 deep ball passers. Is Vic on my list for that? Vic had a fucking rocket arm, but you got to consider accuracy as well. Because, for example, Josh Allen's got a fucking rocket of an arm, but then accuracy for deep ball passers, I think Russell Wilson would be in the top 3 of that list. You'd have a Russell Wilson. You would have a Russell Wilson, an Aaron Rodgers on deep ball throwers. Mahomes would have been there, but then once Tyreek Hill kind of left, all of that ended up leaving with him. So you don't have that benefit of having that there. Marino was a fucking master of a goddamn deep ball. To the 2 different marks, he was able to go and find them down the field. Oh, wow. Purdy able to avoid. He's going to have to run out of bounds. Warren Moon threw a great deep ball as well. Daryl LaMonica. That's a classic name. Some folks would have definitely overlooked that. Daryl LaMonica, Terry Bradshaw. These guys were fucking bombers of the fucking football. Bombers of the fucking football. Yeah, Purdy hit a stiff arm real quick. All right, 3rd and long. Purdy might have to run, not going to. Pass over the middle. Got him, man. That's a first down. Ricky Pearsall moving the chains. Randall Cunningham, yes, but he wasn't as accurate. Randall Cunningham had a fucking arm, but he wasn't as accurate. Daryl LaMonica, this dude was just, fuck it. Let's just throw it. Like, that's where Al Davis legitimately just said, go out there and just throw the ball deep. I don't give a damn about anything shallow. I don't give a damn about nothing intermediate. Just go out there and launch the fucking football deep. What a pass. Pearsall's got 85 yards on 5 catches. And Purdy's going to throw. Oh, they got a double move. Incomplete. All right, here we go. They're already inside Chicago territory. 2nd and 10. There's the handoff. Brian Robinson. He just got stopped. Only a gain of about 4. Thoughts on Flowers to the Pro Bowl? The Pro Bowl's a fucking joke. The Pro Bowl's a joke. He scored earlier yesterday, so that now gives him the same amount of touchdowns as he has fumbles, but the Pro Bowl's a joke. Now, albeit statistically he is up there in yardage, and I believe catches in the AFC for a wide receiver, but come on now. Pro Bowl's a fucking joke. Once, and it was already a joke from before, but Tyler Huntley got in with six total games. Well, five games and then a relief effort, 2 and 3. Man's had more INTs than touchdowns or whatever the case was. And he got into, like, the Pro Bowl's a joke. Ultimately, and I said this in a video before, what needs to happen is don't even announce the Pro Bowl selections. Only Pro Bowlers should be who's appointed to the All-Pro, because the All-Pro list is actually what matters. All of the All-Pros should just be the Pro Bowlers, and then that's it. Since they're not even playing a game, don't even have alternates. All of the Pro Bowlers should be the All-Pros. What do you know? We finally got a punt. We finally got a punt. We got to stop, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't seen that today. Football's going to be pinned at the 11. Tim Harris with 5 on said the Pro Bowl has been a joke for about a decade or more. Yeah, it's more than a decade. Like, we've had some isolated games where they actually went out there and played football, but outside of that, bro, it's been god awful for the most part. And it's disappointing because it's supposed to be the best of the best coming out and putting on a great performance to showcase to the populace, but that's unfortunately just not the case. These dudes go out there and they have no interest in actually playing at all. Make the Pro Bowl great again. Make the Pro Bowl great again. Yeah, I would wish they'd bring it back to Hawaii, but turns out there was an issue with, I believe it was the field in Honolulu Stadium, that ended up resulting in them not returning back there. But I think they should have never left Hawaii, because when you had it appear to be somewhat of an actual vacation, I think that galvanized the players to actually want to go. Like, the fact that you could just turn down going to the Pro Bowl, like, I'll never forget that year. What was it, 2016 or 20? No, I think it was 2018 or 2018 or 2016. And I think it was 2018. 40 fucking players, 40 or 45 players said, nah, I don't feel like going. The whole roster was alternates. The whole roster was alternates. Terrible. Being in Hawaii after the Super Bowl was the best, 100%. Especially since you had the guys who won the Super Bowl had the option to go out there and go and play. That played a large role in actually being able to enjoy the Pro Bowl. And you could politic and low-key scheme. That's what the Eagles ended up doing, resulting in T.O. making his way over to the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Bears, you got a chance here. How will you respawn? Because I don't think the Bears have had the lead since that early pick six. Dump off Burden. Oh, wow, down the sideline. That's a great catch and run. Sleeper team that you should watch out for in the playoffs, the Houston Texans. 110% the Houston Texans. So you talk about sleeper, the AFC is wide open, so I would say the Texans are 100% that sleeper squad. All right. Williams rolling. Shit, he better get rid of the football. Escapes the sack, at least able to pick up some positive yardage here. At least able to pick up some positive yardage here. Do I think the Steelers win next week? I'm not very confident. I'm not very confident to say the least, but we shall see. All right. 2nd and 7, Manungai. Oh, ran a man over. Steelers Ravens might be Sunday Night Football. It's either prime time on Saturday or prime time on Sunday, but both the Panthers and I think they're going to try to see if they can identify which games, because I believe if the Niners win today, their showdown with Seattle will determine the number 1 seed. So that will end up being in prime time as well. Wow, Caleb Williams able to go and pick up the first down. So if the Niners win today, they'll also be flexed into prime time because there's 2 games on Saturday and then everything else is on Sunday. So you got 3 prime time games. So overall, that's the situation. But 100%, you're going to see the NFC South and AFC North, decided in prime time. Potentially, the NFC South might not get that prime time game. So it just depends. We'll see. The Rams play tomorrow. Play action. Oh, shit. Got him in stride. What a pass by Caleb. What a fucking pass by Caleb. Oh, my Lord. I know Loveland looked at that like.
When I seen him throw that ball.
Man, he threw that on a rope.
Zesty.
He threw it on a rope.
Zesty.
I saw it from the moment he took the fucking snap. Oh, my God. What a throw. I wish they had this shit on Prime Vision. I saw you saw my reaction before he even let the fucking football go. I could tell it was about to be a fucking dime. He is cooking in this quarter. Or I should say the half, 11-13, 173 yards. Here we go. Oh, they got a laundry on the field. They done threw a flag. Did AP actually say it like that? Yes, he did.
When I seen him throw that ball.
Oh, Lord. Say it again, AP.
When I seen him throw that ball.
in the AFC do I think stands out between Houston, New England. Houston, New England are there at my top 2 at the moment of the AFC. And then you can sprinkle in Denver. Nate Rock put 20 on, said, why does your division have to be so tough? You should want it to be tough because then that way you're battle tested. They're at the 22-yard line, 2nd and 11. Or 21.5-yard line. Come on, Caleb. What do you got? There's a dump off. Manungai out of Boons at the 20. What the hell's going on? They threw a late flag over here. Oh, this dumbass fucking pulled the helmet and then hit him with a... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Are you stupid? Dummy! Dummy! First and goal, play action. Williams, pass caught by Loveland. Gain of 1 yard, maybe 2. Yeah, they better hope the defense can hold here and force a field goal. They better hope the defense can force a field goal. Motion man, Colca moving. Quarterback going to dump it off. Kyle Manungai can't break the tackle. Great fucking play right there from the Niners. All right. All right. We're approaching 5 minutes left to go here. The Bears cannot get a first down barring penalty. 3rd and goal. Got to take a shot to the end zone. Oh, good block pickup. Oh, shit. He got to get rid of the football. Overthrew his man. Oh, nearly intercepted. Nearly intercepted. Oh, my God. If he was able to figure out where the ball was going, that's a pick 6 going the other way. Oh, that was nearly a pick 6. Oh, man. Ooh. 29-yard field goal. Santos coming out to make that field goal. Got it. 3-point lead for Chicago. The Bears take the lead. First time since the opening drive. Don't get Santos Escobar. Defenses today has been...
We put BTA all day. Belt to ass all day.
I did say I don't think both teams would make it to 40 points, but now the question, who gets it? This game's the opposite of the Pittsburgh or Buffalo game. Yep. Way more offense than defense. Way more offense than defense. You trying to see when you see him throw that ball. Oh, by the way, this was just something that just popped into my mind. Because prior to as you guys know, since the passing of the unknown Adonis, I've been trying to get into the phone, but I was able to get some passwords on Gmail, and I had a chance to go and get into the unknown Adonis's Twitch. Before, I was able to get into the Twitch, and what do you know? How cool is this one here? Talk about a supporter. And the unknown Adonis's, most watched channel was me. So, shout out to the unknown Adonis, man. My brother always supported my stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. It had me a little bit choked up when I had saw it. I'm like, damn, So there was that. That was pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Final 5:22. Oh, Jesus Christ. He couldn't freaking handle the damn football. He's able to go and pick it up. Able to only return it to the 25. Only able to return it to 25. I have some of the Toki over here. Cheers that to the unknown Adonis. Probably going to do another 75 hard or whatever it may be to go lead into High Rocks for next year at the start of the 2026. So, to the unknown Adonis. North with 5 on long live the unknown Adonis. Matt giving out
just
gifts.
gifted 5 subs.
Sargent said there's a scenario where Sargent says that there's a scenario where the Panthers get in with a loss next week if the Falcons win out, including tomorrow versus the Rams, and the Bucks beat the Panthers. All three would end 8-9. The tiebreaker would be head-to-head. Panthers-Bucks split, the Bucks-Falcons split, and the Panthers swept the Falcons, so Carolina wins the division. Well, that's bizarre. Purdy's pass incomplete. That's new. Really? So, that's bizarre. So you're telling me the Falcons can win. The Falcons win out. But in the division, the Falcons are 2-3. Tampa's 2-3. Carolina's 3-2. But no, it really wouldn't matter. That's crazy. Huh. That'd be wild. I low-key kind of want to see that happen. But first down. Niners keep the drive alive. First down for the Niners. What happened to McCaffrey? I believe he's still out there. Let me see here. Yeah, he's still out there. McCaffrey's still out there. He just hasn't made any noise on the last few drives. And they haven't thrown him the football. Now, they still, let me see. He had 121 early, so he's only been able to pick up a couple more yardage like that. But, yeah, they're not really going more towards McCaffrey. It's been more of the Brock Purdy show.
Matchvisor just gifted 5 subs.
Oh, Matt giving out even more gifts. There's McCaffrey over the middle. You were looking for him. Deuce Patenon said Rams win out. Stafford MVP. No foolishness. Yeah, I think he's going to get the MVP regardless. Like, tomorrow will most likely end up locking it up. Like, Drake May had a hell of a season, but it's Matthew Stafford's MVP, or I should say award to lose. It's his award to lose. Is a three-way tie head to head is prioritized over divisional record? Wow. What do you know? Oh my God, he dropped the football. Man's dropped the fucking football, and Fat Man's Billings came over, but there's laundry on the field. What's the flag for? Wow, illegal use of hands. Oh my God, I'd have been sick. On a pass that's a clear incomplete pass, these motherfuckers get an automatic first down on an illegal hands to the face. God damn. Chicago just eating bad fucking penalties. Motion man, Kyle Juszczyk, not doing anything. Brock Purdy going back the other way. Dump off to Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey gets a blocker out in front. McCaffrey makes it a move. He's going to get out of bounds after picking up a first down. Positive yardage right there from Christian McCaffrey. His fourth catch of the game. He had 3 catches, 23 yards. This catch and run will be his longest catch and run by far. I believe that actually went for about 17 some yards. They went from the 44, and where was he out of bounds? 44 took it into their side of the field. That was what, 18 yards? 18-yard catch and run. Handoff, he ain't going nowhere. They better keep McCaffrey on the field. That brother breathing kind of hard. He got to catch his breath. All right, here comes the rush. Purdy's got time. Middle of the field, wide open. Jennings might go. Jennings going to go to distance. Touchdown! Niners, they take the lead. Juwan Jennings making plays to the end zone. Purdy with his 3rd touchdown today. And it's a score for the San Francisco 49ers. Oh my. Oh my. All the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Oh, Lazy giving out gifts. 50 gifts in the chat. Lazy said, I saw Matt give out all those gifteds over on Twitch. I'm going to double back on YouTube and drop 50 gifted. Shout out to Lazy. Holding it down. AMAC, 44 months. What's going on, family? How's it going? Extra point here to make it a 1 touchdown situation for the Bears. 4-point lead, 42-38, 2:15 on the clock. What a play. Juwan Jennings makes his move to the end zone. That's a score, and the Niners are back in front. And the Niners are back in front. Oh, Lazy double back with another 50. Lazy double back with another 50. Oh, my. Oh, my. He said, I'm going to hit the chat with a hundo.
We put BTA all day. Belt to ass all day.
It's belt to ass on the donation button. What is he giving out?
Donations. 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 Gifts. 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 More gifts. More gifts.
More gifts. Son, what's going on? Holding it down for the community. Oh my. Folks waking up receiving gifts like,
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
2K5 just
Cartman
gifted 10
giving out
subs.
gifts. Cartman giving out gifts. Oh my. Oh my. Who's in the Christmas spirit? Who's in the Christmas spirit? Somebody tell Santa.
From me to you, go fuck yourself.
Because Cartman, Matt, and Lazy holding it down for the presents. Giving it to the people. Jay Stun said, Pavavo and said, sorry about my Steelers, but salute. Yeah, we took that L. We got cooked. We took that L. We got cooked. We ate whatever the fuck the Browns wanted to go and serve today. And there was nothing we could do to stop it. There was nothing we could do to stop it. Ah, shit. All right, here we go. 2-minute drill for the Chicago Bears. Can they take the lead back? Ooh.
Gotcha, bitch.
My Cuties 1028 is now following.
Yep, the final act time indeed. Let's see if the white-nailed QB Zesty can make something shake.
Restore my community.
2Wave Mo just gifted 5 subs.
Oh, 2Wave Mo giving out gifts as well. 2Wave Mo said, I will not be outdone. Let me pop into the chat and give out some more gifts. Donations. K5 said, would I be surprised if Ayuk went to the Steelers and pulled a DK on a fan? I'd be surprised if he pulled up to the Steelers and pulled a DK on a fan. I'd be surprised if that was what he did because that's not his character. But I 100% believe that he would have messed around and ended up in Pittsburgh. But I don't think we got what we need to go and get Son next year. I'd love if he did, if we did, because 100% I'd say 8. That's where we would need Aaron to come back. But then again, we can't have Arthur Smith as our OC unless he gonna, call plays like they did the past few weeks, not counting this week. Penthouse Jesse said W gift. Indeed. Shout out to all the people giving out the gifteds here today, man. Y'all holding it down for the community, truly. Yup, 2 minutes to make it happen. Let's see what QB Zesty can do. Let's see what QB Zesty can do. Just like that, you lost your fantasy championship. Your opponent had Jennings and you were up by 6. Ooh. Oof. I would assume you got nobody left to play either. Anybody got a W on championship weekend here in fantasy? Still in yours. Game could low-key be game of the year. It all just comes down to how things conclude. Where will Purdy rank in the 49ers all-time QB discussion by the end of the year? Well, he's got to win a championship. Period. So all that other stuff really don't matter. You got to go and win. You're not jumping Steve Young or Joe Montana till you win yourself a championship. Jeff Garcia, I would argue he could, because you went to 2 NFC championships. And then ultimately this year we'll see. But I think he probably has more victories than Jeff Garcia at the moment. Let me see, Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia in San Fran is he got 2. Well, shit, he only has 1 playoff victory. Yeah, so Purdy probably would jump Garcia. Williams got to dump it off. Pass incomplete. Garcia got 5 years. Purdy can mess around and jump him. But Purdy only has what? 1 Pro Bowl selection? Yeah, he only got 1. So last year was atrocious. This year he played well. Yeah, he probably can jump Garcia, but he's going to be behind Young and Montana. Oh, pass ricocheted, incomplete. What was it? Put 2 on it. Said, will it be Will Howard and Mendoza next year?
Mendoza!
We shall see if it's going to be Will Howard and
Mendoza!
All right, 2nd and 10 here. Empty. No, not empty. They still got somebody in the backfield here. DeAndre Swift is right to the left of Caleb Williams. All right, 1:40 on the clock here. No timeouts used at all between both teams. 4-down territory. They're now at the 49-yard line inside 49er territory. Back-to-back weeks with a Boswell miss. Pain.
Gotcha, bitch.
Look how Winham Talking Boy is now following.
Yep, final 100 seconds. Final 100 seconds. It's time right now. Put up or shut up. If you're the Bears, you need this victory right now to keep your quest for the #1 seed alive. And truly, if you're Chicago, if you take an L here today, you might as well just shut down next week. Because where else can you be? Or maybe if you keep the 2 seed, but who really gives a fuck? There's no first-round bye anymore. So folks might mess around and want to rest in Week 18. Let's see what they got. Lazy said you'll give 1 more gift before the stream ends. Oh, my. Lazy always holding it down for the community since popping in. Here we go. 3rd and 4.
Donations.
What do you got?
Donations.
Caleb's
Gifts.
going to run. First
Gifts. More gifts. More
Matt
gifts.
giving out even more gifts.
Matchvisor gifted Darnell 16 player a subscription. Matchvisor gifted a tier 1 sub to Darnell 16 player. They are given 207 gift subs in the channel.
Ooh, Matt giving out even more gifts. You're up to 207 total gifteds. Oh, man. That's incredible. W Matt, W Lazy, W2 Wave Mo. Everybody giving out the gifts, holding it down for the community. Oh my God, Loveland dropped the football. I 100% thought I heard a whistle, but evidently it was just Loveland dropping the doggone football. You're begging for a new coach in Baltimore? Yeah. Loveland doesn't drop passes. That's a first. Well, he just dropped one just now. He got to get it together. You can't put that ball on the ground. You need that. Let QB Zisty go out there and sling that pill. You got to make sure you catch it. No prescription. 1:13 on the clock. There's the pass. Caleb Williams. Oh, my God. He rifled it over the middle, so just missed. Cole Kmet. It's a 3rd and long now. And remember, a field goal does them no favors. You need a touchdown. You need a touchdown. All right. Come on now. What do you got? 3rd and 10, Burden in motion. Caleb Williams going that direction. Finds Burden, breaks a tackle. Burden breaks another tackle. Able to take it down to the 30. Use a timeout, 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 use a timeout. You got all 3. You could use a timeout here and talk about it. You don't want to waste precious seconds.
Donations. Donations.
Oh, Matt giving out even more gifts. Here they go. They wasted a little bit of time.
More
Zesty able to go and find Burden. Use a timeout. 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 They did.
Tier 1 sub to Adonis Main. They are given 208 gift subs in the channel.
Ooh, the donations continue. That was a great cutback right there by Burden. He's making plays, man. This guy making plays. All right. 2nd and 5. Here we go. Oh, shit. Here comes the blitz. Caleb got to get rid of the football. Couldn't get the ball up to find his man. He had him open, too.
Adonis
Duvernay
Main
was
just
open,
gifted
too.
1 subs.
Oh, Bio giving out gifts. MVP Game Awards of the year. Yeah, he would have been able to go find the end zone. If he keeps that football up, that's a touchdown. He keeps that football up, this game is over.
Donations.
Oh, Matt giving out even more gifts.
Gifts.
36 seconds.
Gifts.
You got to call hike. You got to call hike. You got to call hike. Let's go.
More gifts.
Caleb. Oh, it's broken up. He dropped it. Burden dropped it. Lucas didn't even need to knock it out of his hands.
To Jeff 316 _ Kasumi. They are given 209 gift subs in the channel.
Oh my God. He just straight up dropped it. He straight up dropped it. You have to catch that. You have to catch that.
Uhuru Warrior is now following.
Oh my Lord. Somebody tell him that.
God gave you 2 goddamn hands for a reason. God gave you 2 goddamn hands for a reason. God gave you 2 goddamn hands for a reason.
God gave you 2 goddamn hands for a reason. What happened? to his hands. Nathan put 2 on it. Said God gave you 2 goddamn rands for a reason indeed. Oh, my Lord. And now it's a 4th down with everything on the line. $1 put 2 on it. You got to be kidding me, bro. You 100% got to be kidding me, bro. Legitimately, we're in position to have this game put away, and now look at you. Struggling. All right, here we go. 4th down. They need it. They need it right here. This is it. For the game. Caleb Williams got him open. Oh, wow, he's got Loveland down inside the 15. Timeout, 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 timeout right now. Timeout right now. You got to come up with 3 plays. You got to come up with 3 plays here. You got to come up with 3 plays here. Use your final timeout. Good call. You got to come up with 3 plays here. Okay, put 5 on. Said chat, say it again. What happened to his hands? Loveland able to get open here. Now, if you are Chicago, you got to come up with 3 plays here. For one, don't feel like you can't take a pass internal, or I should say without having to play the sidelines. Then from there, you got to get on ball, either spike it because you have the benefit of, getting the first down, or have a play immediately that you can go and run so you can get some additional yardage. Y'all are inside the 15-yard line here. You better have 3 plays already set.
Yoshi_the_only_Wanderer subscription. Match Visor gifted a tier 1 sub to Yoshi_the_only_Wanderer.
Here we go. Caleb Williams, what is he looking at? He's under duress, got to launch it to the end zone, pass incomplete. All right. North put 2 on, said both teams are going for it. You love it. Indeed. Here we go. Pass over the middle. Oh, hook and ladder. Hook and ladder. DeAndre Swift is stopped inside the 10. You got to spike it. You got to spike it. You got to get on ball. You got to spike it. Get on ball. You have to spike it. You have to spike it. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Niners going to have to use a timeout here. Niners are going to have to use a timeout here. Niners are going to have to use a timeout here. All right. This is it right here. Hook and ladder to DeAndre Swift. They thought that could take them to the end zone. It was enough to get them inside the 5, and now this is it for the game. 2nd and goal to win it. Chicago needs a touchdown. There's going to be no timeout. Caleb Williams looking for somebody. Here comes the pressure. He stays alive. Rolling left. Keeping the play alive. Launches it. It is incomplete. 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 The Niners survive in prime time. Caleb Williams looking like Donovan McNabb, throwing the football too low. It's incomplete, and the 49ers hold. Oh, it's all over. The Niners' quest for the number 1 seed remains alive. The Bears lose. You're going to make me bear down and down in the L train. You thought you had enough to pull off the comeback. Not today. What a game. What a game. Lazy gave out another 50 for the community. What a game. What was that throw? One way or another, that was a spectacular football game, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bears take an L. The Niners have walked onto Levi Field home grown winners, because what did they get?
After I get that W. Dun, 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 dun.
And they would tell the Chicago Bears to take out their Metro card and get aboard the L train. Pack them up.
You lose.
Failure.
And what's for dinner?
Fresh hot ales. Fresh hot ales. Fresh hot ales.
Fresh, hot ales. Get your lemons.
It's over. You lose.
1205 for life for 2-1 said, good game, Niners. It was a hell of a game. Indeed, it was. Both teams did not blink, but in the clutch, it was the Bears that unfortunately. And tonight,
Some of them going to sleep. For God!
what a game. What a game. Ladies and gentlemen, this was certainly one of the better games of the year, and you can argue it's certainly up there with the game of the year. I will see you guys tomorrow evening for yet another live stream, and then all roads lead to the new year where we close out 2025. So I appreciate you guys. Nathan put 2 on it. Said, hey, San Francisco, we coming for you next week. Matt, who, Manswell, who had became a member, made sure to go and grab those lemons. Shout out to Lazy. 150 gifteds today.
Congratulations.
150 gifteds today. I'm taking the helmet off. 150 gifteds today, man. Holding it down for the community. And once again, just for the unknown Adonis, because it was on the mind, being the number one, or I should say me being his number one watched Twitch channel before his unfortunate passing. To my brother, another doggone cheers to you. Straight to the head. Love you, bro. Oh, man, what a game. What a game to close out week 17. Stay tuned. Commentary dropping tomorrow. I will see you guys then. Oh, I know Burden is on the ground like.
What's wrong, okay? When I came down. I'm trying to make y'all understand what I'm saying.
Y'all have yourselves a good night. Eddie, take us out.
Good night. Suck my dick. Bye-bye.
Yes, Luke. Best of luck. Best of luck. Next week. I saw the donation came in now, but yeah, best of luck next week. All right, now Eddie, take us out.
Good night. Suck my dick. Bye-bye.